It's so obvious to anybody who's participating in the economy, buying groceries, filling their car with gas. It's a difficult issue to message your way out of. What has actually helped Biden is that gas prices are down. They hit a high of $5 a gallon during June.
What's good, Osiris here. We're doing the live election coverage early today. Going to be going through some videos, some breaking news. We're doing this big, got good vibes going into this election, doing a quick sound check.
They're now down to $3.80 on average a gallon now. So that is certainly a help to Biden. The other option he has is simply to change the subject. And we have seen Democrats doing that across the country. Looking at data from this election cycle, the number one thing that Democrats have spent the most money on in advertising is abortion. So think of that as an attempt to change the conversation from the economy to something else.
Now, Alexis, our ABC News Washington Post poll shows more than 40% of Americans say they are worse off financially than they were 2 years ago. What do you make of that? And is any of that perception or is it all reality?
Well, I think my takeaway from that is voters appear ready to blame Democrats for the economic situation that we find ourselves in. You know, generally, presidents and lawmakers get far too much credit when the economy is good, and they get far too much blame when the economy is bad. And again, the economy is impacted by a number of external events, things like the war in Ukraine, a global pandemic, the weather. But on the bread and butter issues, Republicans seem to have the clear advantage here. That poll you referenced, more than 50% of voters say they would trust Republicans more when it comes to the economy, inflation, and crime.
All right, Alexis Christoforous, Galen Druk, thank you both. And thank you for joining us. I'm Diane Macedo. Stay with us throughout the day for continuing coverage of the 2022 midterms and ABC News special election night coverage led by David Muir, Lindsay Davis, and the entire political team kicks off tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern right here on ABC News Live. Don't miss it.
Representing more than 125 countries, all running the
Big bang. The house then burst into flames. He said neighbors captured video of the meteor flying across the sky.
About this, 10 years ago, marijuana was not legal from a recreational standpoint in any state. Now we're talking about if these ballot measures pass, it would be almost half the United States. So that is a big change. And we're not talking about liberal states here. You know, we typically think of California, Colorado when we think about legalized marijuana. This is Arkansas, North Dakota, South Dakota. These are conservative states. So this is a real test about how Republican voters feel on this issue. And I do think that if these ballot measures pass, this is going to put pressure on the federal government to resolve that conflict. Federal law says it's still illegal. State laws in many parts of the country say it should be legal.
And sometimes when one state does something, you kind of...
What's good? What's good? I just sent the link out to Ray. Anybody who wants to come on, any creator, even if you're not a creator, if you have something to add or say, you reach out. I will email you a link to jump on the live. Ray, I just sent it to your email if you're still in the chat. Thanks for joining. Getting good vibes for the midterms. I know the midterms are very contentious now. So back in the day, you would see machines go down and all that stuff happened all the time, long lines all the time. But when you lose trust, it becomes a whole different animal. Let's bring in friend of show.
What up, brother?
What's good, Ray? I saw you did a video earlier today. You got out, and so did I as well. You went out and vote. How you feeling? Oh, wait, I lost you. What did I do? Did I mess that up? I'm always worried. Yep, got you.
Okay, literally, yeah. It was so racist when they asked me for my ID. It was so racist, man.
You know us colored folk, we don't know how to deal with ID. My children are half white, half black, so maybe they'll halfway be able to understand what ID is.
Well, I'm half black, half white, so.
Yep. What's good? We're just joking around. If you don't know, it's Ray Studios. Click on his name to visit his channel. Ray, you did go out to vote, though. So did I. I'll tell my experience. But what was your experience? Just a normal.
Well, me, I live in a suburb I live just outside Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I live in a place called Hiawatha, Iowa. It's a pretty small place. But by the way, literally the polling place was the town hall. I literally got up around. I got up early this morning, but because I had to take my shower, I overslept actually. I was actually going to go the moment the polls opened, which was at 7 a.m., but I overslept today, so I didn't get there till like around, what was it, 9:30 or something like that. That's when I got to the polling place. So I went in and I grabbed one of those stickers that says I voted, and I went up, and the lady at the counter, she asked me for my ID, and I grabbed it out, handed it to her, and she asked me and she ran it through the system. She turned around and asked me if this was correct, the correct information. I told her yes. Then I went to the lady at the next counter and got my ballot, and then went to the booth and voted.
Got it. Good, man. A lot of people are talking about which way to vote now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Okay. Yeah, people are talking about which way to vote now. You know, there's this big debate, especially on the non-establishment side. But I'll tell you, your experience was smooth. I actually went away. You might not expect. I actually did a drop off. It is.
This is my webcam right here.
Okay.
This is my laptop cam. I'm setting up my webcam. Give me 1 second. So you can continue talking, man.
Oh yeah, set it up. But yeah, I did a drop off. I know it is convenient, and my thought on it is, man, I'm not alleging anything. If there's anything going on that shouldn't be, then it's probably going to be bigger than me. What do you think about that? Are you disappointed in me, Ray?
And you or in what was it again? I was setting that up. I didn't hear you.
Oh no, good. I did a drop off today. Sweet home Jen is here. Polls are slow in my part. Okay, Jen, I'm going to send out. I know.
I'd like to talk to her.
She was at I saw her videos today. She was actually at. I don't know if she's volunteering. Jen, if you could put in the chat if you're if you can jump on a live, Jen, just let me know. I'll send you a link.
Yeah.
But Jen, maybe I'll throw this out to Jen and you. I did a drop off. That's how I voted today. See, I saw your face. Right? Tell me what's your thought on that? Are you disappointed in me? Tell me.
Yes. I was, come on, man. I was expecting you to be like day and day thing and just going to the polls and then just doing it like that way. But did you hear what's happening in the county in Arizona right now? Did you hear about that?
With the machines not working?
Yep.
Yeah,
Charlie Kirky was even touching on, in Kerry Lake too.
Yep. And my take on that is, and I did drop off same day when I could have went in. So, but let's talk about that. In Maricopa County, we are getting reports that some machines are. Yes, in Maricopa County. This is where all this tension is happening. Some machines aren't working.
They have two of them. One of them isn't.
Yep. And now I'm not alleging anything. We are at the point when you think about it, you're in a relationship and you don't trust the other person, and maybe you see something that isn't a big deal, but because you don't have trust, and I'm not saying it's not a big deal, but on top of it, you don't have trust. Now it's blown up to epic proportions already. Sweet Home California, Jen, friend of show, says I do have a couple videos posted before the polls opened on my channel. So I knew she was probably working at a poll because she did a video earlier. She's working at a poll, can't go live right now, but thanks for stopping by, Jen. Keep us informed with your videos.
I'll see if Adam's busy, see if he can come on. I'll ask him.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah,
and follow Sweet Home California in the chat. Yep. And so we got Dominion. I think it says domain, but means Dominion hard at work. Again, no allegations. I do have concerns, though, when we're contracting things out to a third party. But ultimately, this has got to be up to the state to handle. If you don't have enough momentum, and that's why it's so important to look at Arizona, for example. You've got Mark Fincham running for Secretary of State. These Secretary of State races, these are races we never really historically looked at a national level. Now, Mark Fincham is a national name at this point. And he doesn't change law, but when you get the right people in there, things can happen. You got something, Ray?
I got this link down here that you can. This page right here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this right. Like I said, I'm in Iowa. These are pretty much the candidates that for my area. Like I know you have your opinions on Chuck Grassley because he's been in there for 60 years or something like that. I know you have issues with that. I kind of wish he would be. I kind of wish he would pass the torch too. But then again, he's much better than what's being offered right now, which is this Mike Franken dude. He's literally nothing. Like he's literally nothing but like a Schumer puppet, pretty much. That's pretty much what he is.
Yep, and I don't blame people voting for him. I think my number one thing here is to send a message to Democrats that your political party, the days of your power are over. There's nothing more important. I understand, I know, I think a lot of the GOP are the same as the Democrats. But right now, it's like you got to, what's your message? What are you going to do? It's hard to send a message to both. First, you've got to send a message to the people who use that label of D that you should be embarrassed to still have that label as D. It is hive mind think. There are no Democrats that disagree, basically, for the most part, with the things that come from the top down.
Yeah. Surprised I'm not getting any results at all, because they should at least be some coming in, at least some. But I don't.
Do they come in this early?
Right now? They should actually. I don't understand why, but it's not. Yeah. Let's check some other places then. You're in Colorado, right? So let's check Colorado.
Yep. Panzer Faust 6, thank you for stopping by. He said, or he or she, I don't want to assume gender, deep behind enemy lines here in Illinois. Illinois, man. Yeah. Ooh, Illinois the Democrats are trying to make sure that they do not lose control of Illinois. So you are definitely in a tough position. Panzer also says Arizona is the key to victory. What do you see there, Ray?
I'm looking at early voting in Colorado. Let's see. It doesn't say anything's going on. I remember last year there were results. I remember in 2020 there were results coming in early around this time. I do remember that.
Wow. So I'll definitely be looking at. I'm going to be on and off today. Probably take a break I got to work out at some point, and then I got to
work at 1. I got to go to work at 1 o'clock too.
Okay.
So,
yep.
But yeah. I might get off early today and before 10 o'clock. I might try to do that so we can come back and do this again.
The prime time of this is when we're going to be popping bottles, even if it's fake LaCroix. We're going to be popping whatever we're popping as the night goes on and into tomorrow. Arizona is the key to me. When you look at that state, that is the only state I believe that I look at from top to bottom, from governor to AG to Senate to Secretary of State, that I am really, I'm a strong supporter of everybody at that level. What are you looking at, Ray, for this midterm? What state, what area, your area, what are you looking at?
The most important parts are, I agree with you, but it's actually a tie between Pennsylvania and Arizona, in my opinion. I think it's a tie. Because this Fetterman thing, if Fetterman somehow gets in, and I don't think he will, but if he somehow gets in, can you imagine what that's going to be like, man?
Bruh.
Just imagine that.
If this dude gets in, and I have to always do these disclaimers just because it could be somebody new coming to the channel. And when you have to defend yourself and stand up for your country, your rights, your thoughts, it can come across as mean. For John Fetterman, I wish him the best for him and his family as a person. But as somebody running for Senate, he has no business running for Senate, and he will get politically wrecked by me running for Senate, even if he loses. But what Ray is saying, if this dude wins, we have never seen anything like this. I know we've had people. What do you see?
I'm checking this out, see if anything's come in yet.
Yeah. We've never seen anything like Fetterbot running, before he's running for Senate or office like Senate. We know going in. We've seen people Brandon is obviously not all there. We've seen that Reagan was not all there near the end, but we've never seen it we know for sure he's not right now, and they're still pushing him to the finish line. You got any results there, Ray?
No results so far, other than just this mail-in ballot thing, which for YouTube, this is just my opinion. I'm not making any claims. This is just my opinion. I do not believe there should be any mail-in balloting unless you're in military or you have a medical condition, you can't get to the polls. That's just my opinion.
Yep. Let's talk about mail-in ballots for a second. I do have a little bit different opinion than Ray, but I actually respect Ray's opinion or his position more than the establishment position. If you want to have mail-in ballots, I'm fine with it as long as the election has to be counted in the same night. Period. You cannot
we all agree
have
with
it.
That part.
Yeah, it cannot go on. So you can't have mail-in ballots and then also say, well, before the election, get ready, y'all. It might take a day or 2 or 3 or legal stuff or a week. No. It has to be counted that same night. That's how other countries do it. Many places around the country do it. And then we have to be able to audit it independently with no third-party software. If you do that, then I'm okay with it. Obviously, Dems think the more ballots that are in society, the better for them.
Yeah. Before I went live with Carlos yesterday, I actually rewatched 2,000 Mules right before that. And I was just looking at stuff. I was like, me and Carlos were actually talking about it in the stream last night. And we just hope that there's, for YouTube, let's just say, no funny business going on. Let's just hope with that.
Yeah, I hope so as well. And it's funny. It's not funny, but you just mentioned that the True the Vote, 2 of the main people involved with True the Vote and the movie, they were incarcerated for a separate issue, and they just got out, but they got incarcerated for they actually exposed something and tried to help out and went straight to the authorities, and then now it got turned on them. It's unbelievable to see what's happening. I might talk about that later on. But one of the places I'm going for information is Rich Barris as well. Where are you going? Are you going to the state website?
This right here is this is NBC.com, news.com. So
okay,
yeah, I'm trying for election results. I'm trying not to use right-wing sources because then the leftists will say, oh, you're being partisan right here. So I have to go with some left-wing sources with the election going on right now. I have to.
Yep, I don't blame you at all. A lot of people do that to try and.
NBC News correspondent Tremaine Lee is in Atlanta for us this morning. Tremaine, good to have you with us. I mean, you've been focusing on black voters. Tell us what the early voting turnout has been like there so far, and is Georgia's new voting law, which allows people to challenge voter eligibility, is that having any impact?
No, it's not.
I'll tell you what, Joe, there's been so much excitement here in Georgia that's led to record turnout. More than 2.5 million people have already voted.
And yet voter ID is racist. So
a portion of that, that surge has been black voters. Black voters are showing up or showed up for early voting at a proportion higher than the numbers of registered voters in the state. So they really came out. But when it comes to the new voter law and how some of those challenges may be impacting the whole process, more than 65,000 challenges have been made. Very few of them have stuck. There is some concern about how people are interpreting that law. So some people think you can just show up at the polling place and then challenge any voter you want, which has happened to a student and some other folks who've showed up. But really, the challenge is supposed to happen, in early voting. They have exact match here in Georgia. So if you believe someone is voting in a district they shouldn't and their signatures don't match, it's for that. And so there's concern that not only will it kind of muck up the system, but it is a form of intimidation. So there is some concern there, but very few of these challenges have actually kept people from being able to actually vote.
Absolutely. And Tremaine, we talked last hour with our friend Gabe Gutierrez. We've been talking all week, of course, about the Senate race between Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker. But we're also, of course, obviously watching the race for governor. This is between the Republican incumbent Brian Kemp and then Democratic challenger Stacey Abrams, who's also become a big name. How are things shaping up there? And what is support like among black voters for each candidate?
I'm curious about this one.
So let's start with the Senate race. So certainly Raphael Warnock, a very prominent figure here, went to Morehouse. He's a known quantity here in this city and black folks in this state, and black folks do really appreciate and love Raphael Warnock. But Herschel Walker is a legend here in this state. So there are a number of black people who remember him from his football playing days, or might also skew conservative. And so while the polling has showed that Raphael Warnock has maintained a slight lead, it's still pretty neck and neck. Now, when it comes to the rematch between Governor Brian Kemp and Stacey Abrams, the narrative.
And being a Cowboys fan, I'm a huge Herschel Walker fan.
Abrams have enough support among black men in particular.
Not only how good he was with the Dallas, but the fact that was the trade Dallas made with them to the Vikings, which without that trade is what started their 90s dynasty.
Might not be so true.
I'm a huge fan.
As the numbers start rolling out, early votes and how many black folks are actually participating, that all those efforts for organizing voters, registering voters all across the state may show some promise for her campaign. But again, she's still trailing from the latest polls, but she's hopeful.
So, Tremaine, on top of that new voting,
I want to talk about that part right there. I want to talk about that real quick right there.
Changes voters.
What culture?
Stop it. Impact that could have on turnout.
Where she's saying how confident she is. That Do you think she actually is truly confident that she's going to win in this? I just don't buy that part right there.
No,
I don't.
no. I think there's a thing with politics where you've got to, even after you lose, like look at the model person is Hillary Clinton. After you lose, sometimes they even get more confidence. So going into the election, before the election, they're going to be confident. And what's going to happen, Ray, is that type of person, they're going to bring the knives out, the political knives. After they lose, they're going to be pointing fingers. They're going to find someone to blame. It's going to be black men. It's going to be Latinos or whatever. It's going to be whoever didn't follow suit. They're going to put the blame on them.
Yeah. So right now, are you leaning towards Stacey or Kemp for governor?
I would
right
much
now?
rather.
Are you
like
leaning,
who?
not who you want to, but who do you think will?
Oh, Kemp's going to win easy. I think Kemp's going to win double digits. Stacey Abrams ran a terrible campaign. I think she's more of a kind of a bring out the vote type of person. I think she's great at that for the establishment. We've seen now after a couple elections, she's just not the right candidate. She doesn't have, I don't know, I can't put my finger on it because she's very polished in her answers. I just don't think her strategy is very smart. And she's so locked in with the establishment. I think you've got to be able to step outside the establishment a little bit and bring your own flavor to the table. You can't win just being like a black woman version of Joe Biden. You've got to kind of bring your own type of flair to it. And I think like Gavin Newsom will be able to do that. Kamala Harris has not. So she's a terrible candidate. She's going to get crushed.
Well, California, we don't even talk about California because California, that's a lost cause. We have no hope of retaking California. Let's just get that out there right now.
But Newsom for president, though, I think would do better. But yeah, than Stacey Abrams.
So, do you think these midterms will make Biden decide whether to or not to run in 2024?
It's not going to be his decision. I think as early as Wednesday, you're going to see Joe Biden get pushed off to the side. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are going to be both taken out to the political trash heap as soon as Wednesday. It's done. Yeah. It's over. Trump said he's going to, well, he didn't say that, but we think he's going to announce probably the 15th next week. And they don't, this is 2024 time. They don't have time for Biden. He's gone. They're going to get rid of him. Who's going to take the place? I think it might be Mayor Pete Buttigieg. But what's your thought?
Well, me and old Carlos were talking about it last night. I was like, I would prefer he did not, because there were rumors that he was actually going to announce it last night. There were rumors, and me and Carlos talked about it. I was like, I don't think he should do that right now. We should wait because the focus right now should be on the midterms. Because if you announce like the day before the midterms that you're running in 2024, that's going to take the attention away, and like maybe not everyone will go out and vote. They might think like, oh, this is already set in the bag. So so he should because we need everyone to get out there and vote. Like no matter what goes up, no matter what happens, everyone needs to get out there and go vote. Because if just like 3% of the people just didn't go out and vote because of Trump announced it, that would harm us. No matter what the polls say, that would harm us a lot.
Yeah, I agree, and I got good feedback on the channel because I did a couple videos on Trump and DeSantis, and right now, it's hard. I criticize Trump because I agree with you. The timing is off, bruh. And you know why he's doing it? It's because Ron DeSantis is going to have a huge celebration today. He is going to absolutely, after barely winning his election last time, after getting the endorsement from Trump, he is going to absolutely destroy Chris in Florida. He's going to win in ways that we've never seen. And I think Trump wanted to take some shine. And I'll talk about that more after the election because we need the vibes. Like you said, Ray, we need the vibes focused on getting out today. And if you, Ray, let me know if I'm off base here. If you have any doubts on your ballot, because I'm going through my ballot. I don't know everybody in my ballot. I did tell my wife I'm not voting Democrat. That's for damn sure.
Well, here in Iowa, it's a little off in my opinion. Because what we have to shave in the bubble thing. We're not. Because in a lot of states, you just put the X next to the candidate. Right here in Iowa, we have to shave in like a little bubble, which that is a little confusing to me, especially especially because my carpal tunnel, my hands shake all the time, so you have to stay within the bounds. So it's just weird.
Yep, I had to do the same thing. Yeah. But what do you think, Ray? Because I really didn't come to this conclusion until, and this is not like me at all. I would be more like, I'm gonna vote for someone who I believe. Period. I don't care who. I don't care if it's Democrat, Republican, or whoever. But to me, when I had to go and do that circle and fill out the ballot, you still there, Ray? I think the cam went off, but for me, we'll get Ray back in here. For me, this time when I filled out the ballot, let me get you back in, Ray.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
My tech is not that good. I'm still trying to figure that out.
So am I. But let me tell you where I'm at. When I was forced to go to that ballot, the number one thing that came into my mind was the pandemic, and looking at the names that I knew and how they handled the pandemic, how poorly it was. And I was like, you know what? Anybody who wants to associate with that label, Democrat, you can get politically wrecked. I don't care. I'm voting for the Republican. Did I vote for any libertarians? I think I did do a couple libertarians, but I'm not voting for.
Who'd you vote for the Senate in Colorado again? I forget what's his name again.
Oh, it's Joe O'Dea versus Bennett, and I voted for O'Dea. Now O'Dea's not MAGA. But I went to it, and the Libertarian was terrible for Senate. I'm sorry, guys. I just got to be real.
Like I said, I still think that the party it's a useless party in my opinion. It's a joke to me still. That's just my view.
I know that hurts. That hurts my heart, but it's fair. Like, you're always fair, and I think they're getting up there. But I did vote for O'Dea because I wanted to send a message to Bennett. There's no right or that's what I decided. I never thought I would vote for a corporate Republican, but my thought is I want to end the Democratic Party. I want them gone. I want them done. I don't want anyone to ever want to associate with that label again.
Yeah. Well, there were kind of a few Democrats you had to vote for in my ballot because there were literally no one else. Like, it's like mostly some local stuff because on a ballot you have to fill out every sheet because otherwise they're not going to count it. So I had no choice, but even though there's some people I never even heard of, they're just on some local level. So I had no choice but to do that. So, otherwise my ballot wouldn't have counted.
Yep. So let's go through this comment, and I want to look. I think if we look forward, then we won't have to worry too much about like YouTube taking down the live or anything. So Nomad said, I think people are expecting honest process today. As if what they might have thought happened before wouldn't happen again. The point is, Nomad says that they don't care how popular anyone is. They don't believe they will be allowed to win. So let's look at that like Carrie Lake. And what do you think, Ray?
And speaking of that, you should check this tweet out that she just posted. Like, she literally just posted this. It's right down here.
Carrie Lake?
I think this is worth I'm talking about.
Okay, now is it... Let's see.
Okay. You can. Yeah, she doesn't mention anything crazy, but this is just what she says. If you have already checked in at Maricopa, I believe that's how it's said, county, voting location where the tabulators do not work, you should not leave and go to another location without casting a vote. Your provision ballot at the new location likely will not count. Okay, if anyone here is watching it from Maury County in Arizona, do not leave your location. Stay there. Do not leave for any reason. Because if you go to a different area, it will likely not count. Because guess what? Everyone's vote, we need to make sure this red wave happens. It's whatever. I'm not making any assumptions of what's going to happen, what could happen. I'm not doing that. But with what looks like it's going on, make sure your vote is counted. That is what your number one priority should be right now.
Yep. And it's good that we're getting the word out. That's a good thing about the internet. We do have people who are good friends of the channel from Arizona. Hopefully, since I'm on, I hope to see AZ Patriot, one of the great friends of the show in Arizona, to get their feeling. But great stuff, Ray.
Yeah, she just commented on my my voting video too. So yeah.
Who did? AZ Patriot did?
Yeah. She
just
did.
Good. I haven't chatted.
She said she can't wait to vote for Carrie Lake. So yeah, hopefully
we're
she's
gonna
not
celebrate.
Hopefully she's not in this county though. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which county, but AZ, I hope we can celebrate tonight, sometime tomorrow after we get the results. Carrie Lake is the #1 focus to me for this election. She is the headliner. She is, Ray, I think Carrie Lake is everything I wished Trump was. Now, she hasn't done anything substantial yet, but just from her running for office, she's as savage as Trump, but doesn't come across as abrasive. She's more polished, and she is willing to use her executive power, at least saying it now, on the border. I haven't heard any other governor, maybe I'm wrong, Ray, say that they're going to take over the border because the federal government has not done it.
Well, and to a certain degree, Abbott's done that with Operation Lone Star, even though it's not complete takeover of the border. But what he's doing is he's putting money into building their own border wall on land that Texas owns across the border. So I think he's doing something good. But I'm not sure what else he could do any more than what he is. But once Kerry gets in there, I think Abbott and Lake, they should get together and put money towards building the wall together on their own on their area that down the border that both states own, in my opinion.
Yep. So when you see governors, like I think DeSantis is leading the way for other governors. So you see what happened. Trump was the bull in the china shop. Trump came out, got Hillary Clinton, did the impossible, got the Clintons, and then endorsed DeSantis. DeSantis comes up, and now he's a more corporate version of Trump. And he does his thing, and then other governors see what DeSantis does, and then now you have a Kerry Lake. It's a domino effect of just, I think, better and better versions.
Yeah. So what did you think about Trump calling DeSantis de sanctimonious? Was that exactly what he said? I believe he said something along those lines. What was your opinion on that?
The timing was bad, but I do have questions about DeSantis. Here, it's more about DeSantis than Trump to me. I like DeSantis a lot. DeSantis handled the pandemic better than Trump. DeSantis is more polished than Trump. But the problem I have is there is unfinished business. The business is so contentious and so unfinished, YouTube won't even let you talk about it. So if Trump announces, then you've got to fall back, DeSantis. Either you're VP or you fall back. You cannot, Trump running, I don't care, and I like Anomaly a lot. His channel is just unbelievable. But, we had beef over this because it doesn't matter that Trump didn't handle the pandemic right. People care more about being able to trust the process. You see Nomad in the chat. Nomad in the chat doesn't trust the process. And I'm like, what can I tell Nomad? I don't trust it either. So what I'm saying is Trump represents unfinished business. He is going to run anyone. I don't care if you're DeSantis. I don't care if you're Kerry Lake. I don't care who you are. Get out of the way. Either support it or get the hell out of the way, because this is a big issue. And if you want to get in the way of this unfinished business, you will be politically wrecked, period. You're done. So if DeSantis tries to run against Trump, DeSantis is done. There's no 2028 for him. There's no 2032. There's nothing for him. So, bruh, just be self-aware. That's my take on that.
Yeah, I forgot who his name was. I forgot who he was, but you might know who he is. He's the guy that said he thinks there's a 30% chance there's a civil war after the next presidential election if it's close, especially he said that the losing side may say I'm not going to say those words, but raise questions with it. We'll just leave it at that because but he did say the other thing. We can't say that what he said on YouTube, they might just might just raise huge questions with it, and then a civil war could break out from that.
You know who would be prompting that would be the other side. MAGA is nothing. From the people I talk to, MAGA has been nothing but diverse, respectful, and peaceful. I believe in universal basic income. I believe in Medicare for all. And many people on MAGA would be like, that's socialist, which they're absolutely right. But they have never looked at me and said, well, attack me, call me names or anything like that. It's always the left. What's all these false flags? It's always the left. It's always them hiding something. That's the problem with the Pauly P situation. Nobody wants Pauly P to hurt. I don't know one person who's MAGA that's happy that Pauly P got attacked. What the problem is they are lying to us, in my opinion. That's the problem. So then they try to twist that into violence and all this other stuff. That is not the case. So if there is going to be something popping off, to me, it's going to be from the left.
Yeah, I don't think a civil war would obviously happen with this midterms. If the only way that it would happen is if after the next presidential election, probably. But do you think we can, depending if things go a certain way tonight, do you think we could see some unrest happening in the next few days and weeks leading up to when the people are inaugurated?
I don't think so. And the reason why is because everyone's going to be turning towards 2024, and there's not enough focus yet. So 2020, we will see that, but I think we're going to see that not in 2023, but in 2024. Just like when you look at the BLM, Black Lives Matter popped off at 2020. That's when it's going to pop off is 2024, because they won't know who's running, I don't think, by then. All that stuff is coordinated to help whoever's running. And if it's still Biden, if they haven't kicked Biden out yet, and they're going to have to battle it out. So you're not going to see, in my opinion, unrest, even in the summer, not that much, until the establishment decides, is it Mayor Pete? Is it Gavin Newsom? Is it Oprah? Whoever it is, I think Michelle Obama is the one that obviously they should choose. But I'm not a fan of her myself. But even Joe Rogan said he would vote for Michelle Obama. So that's who I think they should settle in on if she wants to do it.
I'm even though I will not vote for any Democrat for the president, I will not do that unless it's someone who's like JFK, which those are practically extinct now. JFK Democrats are almost gone. But go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if you are a JFK Democrat now, then that means you're a right-wing MAGA nut job.
Yeah.
Let me play this quick this clip here if I can find it. So this clip here is from Obama, and this is from 2008.
Okay.
There's no way he would be able to say that now. Very short clip. So this is Obama to African Americans. Don't act like victims. All lives matter. I'm paraphrasing, and I'm going to play the quote. Take responsibility, demand more from fathers. Believe it or not, he said this 14 years ago as a Democrat.
For the African American community, that path means embracing the burdens of our past without becoming victims of our past.
So he said, embrace the burdens. He's talking about slavery, anything that you have a Jim Crow, whatever you have a beef with, embrace that in a way that doesn't make you a victim.
For the African American community, that path means embracing the burdens of our past without becoming victims of our past. It means continuing to insist on a full measure of justice in every aspect of American life.
So he's talking about justice, but how is he going to do it? It's not critical justice. Listen to this piece.
But it also means binding our particular grievances for better health care and better schools and better jobs to the larger aspirations of all Americans. The white woman struggling to break the glass ceiling, the white man who's been laid off, the immigrant trying to feed his family. And it means also taking full responsibility.
So he's talking about all lives matter. Now he says take responsibility
for our own lives.
He sounds like a right winger right here. Apparently,
he would be a right wing nut job if he said that today.
By demanding more from our fathers, and spending more time with our children, and reading to them, and teaching them that while they may face challenges and discrimination in their own lives, they must never succumb to despair or cynicism. They must always believe.
You know who he sounds like right there? Larry Elder. He sounds like Larry Elder.
Yep. The blackface of white supremacy.
And somebody literally in a gorilla mask. What did they throw at him? They throw a banana. I forgot.
No, it was an egg, not a banana.
Okay,
it was an egg.
A protester in California ran up to Larry Elder for this same ideology in a gorilla mask and threw an egg at him. So you get the gist. You see the applause?
They must always believe that they can write their own destiny. Ironically, this quintessentially American and, yes, conservative notion of self-help.
He acknowledged it was a conservative notion, not politically, small c conservative as in, just your social ideology.
Yep.
Now, if it's so simple, if Democrats just took a simple approach, acknowledged the pandemic was wrong, stopped talking about the gender stuff, it wouldn't be a red wave like this. It really wouldn't, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, what are your predictions for the night? Who do you think is going to take each branch? The House and the Senate. I haven't asked you about that. I want to get what your opinion on it is.
I have to look at I don't have the numbers memorized. I have links and stuff. We'll get into that more detail tonight. It is going to be an absolute, it is going to be a shocking red wave to the mainstream media. It's going to sound like, join later tonight. When you see MSNBC, CNN on there, it's going to sound like they're in a morgue. It's going to sound, the red wave is going to be so strong. The knives will be out. That's just my prediction. And
hey, Bishop, it's hilarious. That comment from Bishop. That comment.
Bishop is in the building. Bishop is in the building. I've always wanted to grab Obama by his ears and get a piggyback ride. Good morning, Bishop. Bishop came in the chat
brother?
today so I don't even need to ask Bishop how he's doing. Bishop came in the chat chest out, like this could be a big day.
Hey, have you ever done a video with him yet?
No. Does Bishop do videos? I didn't know that.
I don't know. Maybe you should ask him if he wants to come on too.
Hey, if anybody who wants to come on, let me know.
Yeah, I'd like to have a conversation with all you guys too, if you can come in. So yeah.
Oh wait. Jen says my last post seems to have gone missing. I'm going to do some rounds outside. If you would like me to come on, send me a link. Let's get it. Let me go make sure I got her email. Ray, you can go ahead and talk real quick while I'm searching up her email.
But yeah, here's something. Here, I've told Carlos, I've told Adam this. Well, I don't think I've told Adam. I told Sal this. My mistake. What I think is going to happen is that Republicans in the House will get a super majority. They'll get at max 40 to 50 seats from what they have right now. I'd say that's at max. I don't think they're actually going to get that, but that's the max they'll get.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
I think at max, the Republicans can get 40 to 50 seats at max, but I don't think they'll get it. I'm just saying that's the max ceiling. But what I think they will get is anywhere from 25 to 35 seats from what they have right now. That's what my prediction is. And in the Senate, this is my prediction. I'm still sticking with it for right now. I think the Republicans in the Senate will gain one seat at max 2. So they'll get control of the Senate, but just barely though. That's what I think is going to happen.
So
they'll
that's
get
kind of a
Pennsylvania.
conservative.
They'll get Pennsylvania. They'll get Pennsylvania and Georgia, but I do not believe they will get Arizona or Nevada or New Hampshire in the Senate. I don't think they will. I just don't see how that's going to happen.
Wow. So you don't think Blake Masters is going to win?
No, I don't think so.
In Arizona. So
yeah.
Wait, you think they're going to get Georgia?
I think Republicans will get Georgia and Pennsylvania.
You think Herschel Walker is going to win?
Yep, I do believe Herschel Walker will win.
Wow.
Because they're so desperate to get him out. Like literally, you find it curious that this story came out just a few days, like a week or two before the election. That story about him, you find it to be so curious?
Yeah, no, yeah.
They're desperate. They are so desperate.
Yep. So Bolduc is running in New Hampshire, right, for Senate? Don Bolduc. So. Yeah, it's Don Bolduc versus Massey Hassan. So I actually I'm a little bit more bullish than Ray on the Senate. I think Blake is going to win. I'm not sure about Herschel. Georgia is a weird place. It's hard for me I don't have a good pulse on Georgia. From the people I've heard, I've listened to. What's the name of the black girl that goes on Destiny a lot?
Destiny did.
Okay, I forgot. You might not know, but there's a she knows Georgia very well, and how she describes Georgia, I'm like I can't even I don't even understand it. So, but I'm looking at that, and Oz has to win. You don't. Who did you have Oz winning?
Yeah, I have them winning Pennsylvania and Georgia.
And that's it?
I think that will give them 51 votes. I believe so in the seat. Let me check that again. I'll see what it is right now.
Yeah, if they keep the other ones. So I'm looking at a bigger night for the Senate. If they don't win, if Bolduc and all these people, let me be clear, like Don Bolduc is, in my opinion, he's a former general. I think, in my opinion, he's a warmonger. So I'm not saying I endorse these people. I'm just saying that I do want to see the Democrat label get wrecked. And then after that, we can hash out the rhinos or not rhinos or warhawks or whatever else.
Yeah, right here it is. It's down here in the link. This is it right here. So, like, literally, like obviously they're going to win all these states. They're going to win Iowa, Missouri, Kansas. They'll win the Senate in Kansas, not the governorship there, though. They'll win all these states. They'll win Florida, right? But I just don't see them winning Nevada or Arizona. But if they win Pennsylvania and Georgia, that gives them 51 seats. So I think that's going to happen. But I just don't. If somehow they do win like 52 seats, I think the one that will most likely flip will be Nevada. But I still don't think that'll happen.
And Nevada is what's his name out there? Oh, I think I heard the pop. Let's get Jen in here. Jen is in these streets. Jen, Sweet Home California. What is good?
Hey, how you doing, Osiris? Glad to be here. I'm glad it stopped raining. We're in California. We don't know how to handle rain.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Here in Iowa, we know what rain feels like, man. You feel so.
Yeah.
Like literally, one day we'll get rain. One day we'll get rain, and then the next day we'll get snow. So that's how it works here.
What's the vibe out there, Jen? I saw you posting the polls. It looked like it was kind of dead in your area.
It is. I think we've got maybe 2 voters in there right now, but there has been quite long stretches of time where there has not been anybody in there. And this is my 3rd time. Here comes another person driving up.
Good.
This is my 3rd time being an election poll worker, and I am the most experienced person in my precinct. That's really scary.
Yeah. What precinct are you in again? Like what county?
Kern County, Southern Kern County.
So it's rural. Like, how is the turnout compared to what you expected for a midterm?
Oh, this is pretty low, I think. It's lower than when we had the recall. And so far it seems to be slower than even the primary.
Do you think people did mail in?
Those are my only other 2 experiences, huh?
Do you think people did mail in?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Everybody automatically gets mail in California. But we do have those people who are like, I want to make sure I physically hand it to someone. So they'll like turn in their mail-in ballot directly to us, or they'll say, well, I want to vote on a regular ballot, though honestly it's the same exact ballot.
Yeah.
So then they'll just turn in their mail-in ballot and take a new ballot. But we're doing something different this time. We have iPads, so we can tell real time whether somebody's mail-in ballot has been received and counted. So if it's already been received, then they can't vote regularly.
Yeah.
If they want to challenge whether or not that was mailed in, they can vote provisionally. So if our system says they already voted, then they'll get a provisional ballot. But if the system says that their mail-in ballot hasn't been received, then they just get to vote regularly, which in my mind, that's a bit of a cause for concern because they no longer have to surrender their mail-in ballot. The first 2 elections I was a part of, they had to surrender their mail-in ballot if they didn't want to vote provisionally. Here, because we have, it says that it got turned in, so you don't have to vote provisionally. But the thing is that they don't have to turn it in. They can still go home and mail in their ballot, and it'll be postmarked. And then how do you know which is which? Because what they turn in here at the precinct is not going to have an envelope. It's not going to have a signature. So if somebody pretends to be them, you don't have to show ID. So I don't know. Yeah. It's just wacky.
At my precinct, there was a whole bunch of people. Like the room was full. Like literally, there were people waiting in line just to get a booth to get to vote in. So we were pretty busy in my area, my precinct, and I just walked right in with wearing my MAGA hat too. So yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah.
So Jen, it sounds like, would you agree with Ray that maybe that's the problem with the mail-in ballots? Like, do you think that we should stop the mail? I know you're in California, you can't stop it, but should we stop this mail-in ballot stuff?
I think the mail-in is there's just too many opportunities for shenanigans and inconsistencies. I mean, I've been to our county board where they verify the signatures. I went there after the recall, and I sat in for a couple hours, and it's just crazy how fast they go on verifying the signatures. And as a observer, you can challenge whether they correctly approved a signature or correctly disapproved a signature, but you're not allowed to take pictures. You're not allowed to record, and they go so stinking fast that it's pretty much impossible for an observer to say, okay, I want to challenge that particular decision that checker made. So
yeah. So Jen, have you heard what's going on in what county is that in Arizona again? Osiris,
Maricopa County.
Yeah,
that's like the most populous county. It's like 60% of the whole state is in that one county.
Yeah, we're like voting. One of the voting machines broke down. Like there's only one working right now. So, and some people were actually leaving the precinct. And Carrie Lake tweeted out, "Don't leave your precinct. Stay there and make sure your ballot is cast. Because if you go to a different place to vote, it may not be counted." So that right there,
exactly. If you don't vote at your precinct, it's automatically provisional.
Yeah, that's a red flag to me already. So, like for
Absolutely.
YouTube, I'm not like YouTube. I'm not saying anything fishy's going on. I'm just saying it's a red flag to me. Though.
Yep,
well,
and
the
that's
good
a
thing
GOP
is here,
area.
In my county, the actual ballots, we do have the electronic poll books that's supposed to tell us real time whether or not they voted, but the actual voting itself is all paper. So I do have more confidence in paper physical ballots rather than everything being electronic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's they need to do away with the mail-in, and those folks, because we had in Maryland, we had the digital touchscreens, and I didn't like that either. I like the physical paper ballots.
Yeah. And here in Iowa too, when we went to vote, we were actually also voting on adding a constitutional amendment to the Iowa Constitution, basically guaranteeing the right to keep and bear arms and have it not be infringed. Like have it be a constitutional right for Iowans to have to keep arms. And I obviously voted yes for that, to add that into the Constitution. So hopefully, because guess what? I believe, to me, like I've told Osiris this more before, I think almost practically every gun laws on the books is unconstitutional. At least to me, practically every one of them is.
Well, that's what Bruin basically has decided, right? Everything's got to go through those, whether or not it's historical, and it's not just precedent from the 1960s. It's got to be precedent from the 90s. There was one other deep thought I had to add. I totally flaked out on it.
Yeah.
Nope, that's okay. Yeah. So you're just taking a break right now, Jen, or what's your day look like?
Yeah, well, part of my job is to make sure all the signs are still pointed in the right direction. We have a lot of wind here, and we have these directional signs, and really it's make work, but it gave me an excuse to get out.
Yeah. So do you think mail-in balloting should be shut down permanently, or do you think there should be some exceptions?
I think it should just be like it was 20 years ago. You request an absentee ballot if you know you can't be there during voting. And I have no problem with early voting. We've had that for years too. It's early voting. It's in person again. So if you can't, you can't have everybody there on election day, you can vote early ballot. Or not, but you're going in person. Oh, now I remember what my deep thought was. The problem is, though, if we did that here in California right now, based on the number of people that are showing up to be election workers, we'd be completely overwhelmed. We wouldn't be able to handle in-person ballot voting in California, at least not in my area. My supervisor had to come from an hour away because there aren't enough people in my town that volunteered to step up. So the county fills in holes from the regular populace with county workers because they can have a little bit control over them. Like, you will be at this particular precinct.
Yeah.
So,
Jen, do you find something a little curious though that they're actually desperately trying to keep in like these C-19 measures they put in for the 2020 election and make sure that no one can take them away? Do you find something a little curious with that?
yeah, I don't like it. We have to be in person. But again, though, we have to have citizens standing up and showing that they're willing to volunteer, because right now, as I said, my county is a conservative county, but I think that the supervisors would be very loath to agree to do away with the mail-in ballots because they wouldn't have enough volunteers. We'd be completely overwhelmed if 18,000 people, well, we have 1,800 in my precinct. There's no way we get more than 50 that have showed up. Not, if we had to have 1,800 people come through my precinct, there's no way 4 people could handle that.
Yeah.
So we need more volunteers. More people need to be involved in the process.
Well, I think we had there was like 6 or 7 at my precinct. I believe there's like 6 or 7. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're a little short staffed. They actually had to bring somebody over here from another precinct that had more people because we had somebody was sick and somebody else had to call out because of work being short staffed. But anyhow, I got to get back in. Thank you so much, Osiris, for having me on, and I will check in with you guys later.
Great, thanks, Jen.
Yeah, sometime me and you gotta do a collab sometime, Jen, like on my show.
Absolutely.
Sometime. Yeah, okay. Yeah, take
care. You can
care.
get my contact info from Osiris. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Look at that. We got on the street reporting. Jen, Sweet Home, California. I put the link to her channel in the description. Please check her out. She's unbelievable. Ray, what's your takeaway from her reporting on the street and the vibe there?
Well, the fact that she said they're actually bringing people in from other counties because they don't have any people volunteering to work. That tells me that we got a lot to work on because we need to get people out there, get more people out there to volunteering to work at the polls. If I was able to, I may actually have volunteered to work at the polls, but I had to work today. So, I don't go to work till later tonight, but still though. But yeah, but still though, we need more people out there to volunteer because we need to get the word out because it just literally if something a little fishy could happen, but something fishy could happen. But we need to get more people aware of this so we can get more people there to make sure that this could not happen again. Let's just leave it at that. Yep.
And there's Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon talks about this a lot from the local level on up to get involved. I have not. I got to get out of my shell. I got to work on that. I've been doing volunteer stuff at my kids' school, but you've got to get involved in the community, whether it's this type of volunteering or something else. What's up?
This is interesting from Charlie Kirk, what he just tweeted out. Give me one. I'm bringing this right up here.
Let's get it. We got breaking news. We are live covering the midterms. We're going to be here all day. Let's go.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right here. This is something pretty interesting right here. Poll worker in Maricopa County confirms nothing's working for the last half hour. Explains misread ballots will get counted downtown tonight. Okay, right here. So I'm trying to word around this so you don't get this video doesn't get flagged. I'm trying to figure out. I don't tell you the truth. I am not sure how I can talk about this right here. I don't know how. I don't.
I'm not laughing at you, Ray. I'm laughing at how ridiculous we are in our country right now. That something's literally happening, and we can't even talk. We don't even know how to talk about it without getting pimp slapped by our overlords.
Let's watch this right here.
So I pulled my ballot in, but it got misread. But then what was happening?
You put it in there.
Yeah.
And tonight, a Republican and a Democrat will sit and go through all of the misread ballots all over the county and count them. And it will get counted.
Okay. And both machines were not working. Yeah.
No, nothing's working in the last half hour. Nothing.
Thank you. So I pulled my ballot.
So I don't want to get into any conspiracies, but do you think these machines messed up on their own, or do you think there's someone may have done some fishy stuff going on, done something fishy?
I would not make any determination. The bottom line is we are in a relationship where I was chatting with somebody online and I agreed with something that Marjorie Taylor Greene said. And they replied to me something like, "You're a lunatic." And I was like, "You're right. From your standpoint, I am a lunatic." And from my standpoint, looking at you, you're a lunatic. We don't even share the same reality. So when stuff like this happens, it could be legit. It just broke down. I mean, it could be completely unrelated to anything. But what's in our head is what matters. And the person who's Secretary of State right now is running for governor, right? In Arizona. Katie Hobbs is the current Secretary of State. And isn't she ultimately responsible for all of this? How does that work, right?
I believe so. I don't know 100% fact, but I believe that's what it is. And I believe Secretary of State, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is the position that makes sure everyone can get a photo ID. So, yeah, who knows if something's going on right there, too.
Yeah, and so we gotta figure this out, man. It's just about how do we restore the trust is more important than anything. How do we restore trust? So if something happens, I trust, like, okay, as much as possible. Okay, we can audit this afterwards, so I don't care if the machines go down, because I know the way it's tabulated is open source. We won't have names and address, of course, but somebody will be able to go through and tally it. And we've got to be able to audit this stuff quickly and easily.
Yeah. So, like, how would you do you think? Here's what I want to ask you then. What do you think of this person saying there should with all the misread ballots, and YouTube, this woman did say misread ballots right there. So do you like the idea of that you're going to have a Republican and a Democrat count each ballot? So what's the stop from one of them for hypothetically? I'm just trying to say hypothetically right here. One of them for discounting even a misread ballot, even one where it's clearly obvious this person was voting for this person, but then this poll watcher actually discounted it anyway for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't know what Republican and Democrat doesn't even really mean anything to me when you talk about just volunteers. I mean, there's a ton of Republicans who are anti-MAGA. I mean, you look, one of the biggest reasons I have beef with Brian Kemp is not necessarily all of his policies, but he was, after there were some questions, he was anti-looking into things. And just because you're Republican doesn't mean that we've got Republicans, we've got Democrats, and we've got MAGA. So if you've got a MAGA person and a Democrat there, then I'm like, okay, I like that. But, however you want to describe that. But you see what I'm saying, Ray? I don't know. Those distinctions don't mean anything to me.
Obviously, I can't say anything. I don't think I can say this one, but I think I can show this one, what Charlie Kirk just said. So
Charlie Kirk just tweeted this?
Yes.
We've got breaking news.
I don't know if I can say this, though, because,
yeah. And I'm going to have to because I'm going to actually try to do live streaming of Charlie Kirk and Jack Posobiec are the best, period. I followed them throughout the whole primary season. And I'm a little worried because they might bring up stuff that could get the channel pulled down. So we'll see. But Charlie Kirk, I'm looking at the tweet right now to see if it is something that I can work around. Let's see.
What else? Let's see what else from someone else has posted.
Okay.
I want to check multiple people, not just one person. So
yeah. So check multiple people. I will say this: I like that Charlie Kirk or whoever's running his account, because he kind of left it to somebody else since Twitter went kind of south. But if Elon's back, maybe Charlie Kirk is tweeting himself. But he's trying to tell people, he's trying to help people get the word out on what to do in these situations, which is great. He says, what do you see?
This is from Carrie Lake. Best option, ask to use accessible voting, on site. Second best option, wait until the machine is fixed. Or last resort option, ask for your ballot to be placed in box 3. But if you do this, your vote will likely not be counted for weeks. Oh,
wow. But I will say, I'm actually really happy with. I've never seen this before, where we're getting real-time updates, bypassing the mainstream media on how to handle these situations. Obviously, the mainstream media is not going to tell you these things. I can't verify whether it's true or not, but if you're voting for Carrie Lake, which I would if I'm Arizona, I would trust what she's saying. That's great. She's saying, hey, use the accessible voting machine on the site. They must have information. Second best option, wait until the tabulator's fixed. Third best. So if you're on your phone, you can get this information in real time. This is excellent.
Oh yeah, 100% right here. Like hopefully we can at least get some things, those machines back up working. Who knows? Yeah. Yep. Okay, I can't show that because he said something clearly obviously right there. Yeah. This was hilarious right here. AOC was 8K in debt in 2019. She got elected to Congress with a salary of $174K per year. Her net worth is estimated to be $29 million. Welcome to politics in the United States of corruption.
Wow. School of the World has entered the building. What's good? Friend of the show.
Yeah. How are you doing, School the World?
School of the World says Kelly Ward verified it's real. So thanks for popping in with the information to help it out. So we're crowdsourcing the truth. That's what happened with the White House when it got checked on Twitter with that birdwatch feature, Ray.
Yeah.
That's all that is people crowdsourcing the truth. So much more powerful than fact checking or anything like that. Thanks for stopping by, School of the World. How are you feeling, School of the World, going into the midterms?
Yeah, if anyone wants to come in and join the live stream, come in. Just ask Osiris, and we'll come right in. We can all talk because today's a celebration episode right here. Well, not celebration episode right now. That's probably won't be till later. But this is more of a what should I call it? Like a get together episode, I should say. Like for everyone to come together and just basically review the entire day.
I agree, and who knows? I did have a little bit of concern that the red wave would be overstated. So if you got a little bit of a red wave, that it would be a disappointment. No, we'll see what the results are. But if they look good, it's a celebration. It doesn't matter if it was by 40 or 50 seats in the House or whatever. We'll analyze it, but this is not going to be a negative day, I don't think. It's possible, but it's very unlikely.
Yeah, and I'm upset that I can't go watch Crowder's stream of it on YouTube. I can't because he's banned for 2 weeks.
I can't see. The thing I have the problem I have with Crowder is that he just goes up to the line too much. Like he's on Rumble, right? He's on Rumble. He's probably streaming right now on Rumble.
No, he's not till tonight.
Oh no, till tonight. Okay. So I can't stream him obviously from YouTube because I just can't trust what he's going to come. Like Tim Pool, I could trust what he's going to do. Even Charlie Kirk, I could trust to a certain extent. But nothing against Crowder. You got to do what you got to do. But I wish he would soften it to stay on YouTube. School of the World says, I just voted and took my mom. Red lunar eclipse tonight. Figuratively and literally. Let's do it.
I saw that. Yeah. Like
Facebook.
I think is that Carlos? I think that might be Carlos right there. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't know for a fact though.
Trump 24 or DeSantis for 8 years. It is Trump 24.
Oh.
I don't want to get too sidetracked from the midterm, but I am. If Trump is going to run, which it looks like he is,
that's someone else then. Yeah.
Okay. That is someone. Okay. That is a train that is on the track running that you don't want to get in front of. Okay. So if Trump wants to run, you're gonna have to get out of Don Dada's way. That is what it is. God's watching.
Yeah. Maricopa's Corpus County recorded Stephen Richard and chairman of the county board of supervisors, Bill.
Wait,
okay.
What? Oh no! It's a different one.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
I know that threw me off.
What?
I know that threw me off. I've done some videos. Go ahead.
Can you imagine if that actually was him though? Can you imagine?
That'd be crazy. I've done videos on Maricopa County. I know it's a different one.
Yeah. So, and confirm an incredible 20% of polling places are experiencing problems with machines tabulating votes. This is okay. I can't say that for YouTube, but he says something right here.
Jeez.
You can clearly see. Yeah.
I'm not going to let anything get us down, but it's a heck of a situation. It really is.
Yeah. I'm going to see what's going on in New York right now because even though I do not believe that the Republican will become governor in New York, I think that's been way overstated. But I'm curious about what actually is going on right there right now. I'm curious about
Go over to New York. New Jersey, I'm hearing, is having issues as well. So those are the top two areas right now that we're looking at that there are questions happening right now. But that's troubling to hear what's happening in Maricopa County. We've had this issue with them over and over and over again. Every single process, we've had a problem over there recently.
This is interesting. Pro Eric Adams group donates $10K to Republican Lee Zeldin for governor on eve of election day. Wow, that's interesting right there.
Yeah, that is interesting.
All right, let's see.
Now I'm not supporting or whatever Lee Zeldin. I don't know him that well, but we are looking at potentially a GOP. Ray doesn't think it's going to happen. I don't know. That momentum looks kind of crazy right now.
And this part I have a problem with because when I was at the precinct, this happened. There were people that were already doing same day voting registration. I have a problem with that. Like, hey, if you're going to be voting, do this in advance because because I don't want because there's going to be there could be complications if you register to vote on the same day if you do vote. I do not like this whatsoever. And Iowa is one of those places, and it happened when I was at my precinct.
Now, do you think it's a why do you think it's a problem?
The reason is because how do you know someone didn't just come from out of state and stuff like that? If someone just came in from out of state and just started doing this, that brings up a whole lot of complications going on right there. So yeah. Same thing with any illegal pod too.
Yeah, I see that. Yep, I can see that too. I like this school the world. I agree with this. Andrew Yang has said it too. Many other people before him have as well. Voting day should be nationalized as a holiday. I agree. As long as I don't want a federal law, but if we can guarantee it's nationalized as a holiday and all the votes have to be counted that same night, I'm good for it. I'm good with it.
I think the vast majority of us believe that they should be counted on that same night.
Yep. And I think that's a bipartisan take by School of the World. Wouldn't Democrats want that also?
Yeah.
Right? Why wouldn't Democrats be against that?
Here's something funny right here. This is Katie Hobbs her campaign thing. Well, where her celebration thing. It literally looks like it's in her own house. She just set it up like this. And that's Katie Hobbs. This is Carrie Lakes right here. So
Katie Hobbs is going to get wrecked. I mean, it's just
who knows?
There is no organic support that I've seen. I'm not in Arizona, but just from the vibes, the presentation, there's no organic support for Katie Hobbs. I mean, look at the followers in person and on social media, the momentum, the intelligence, as far as the courage to speak out. People don't want to be led by cowards. Okay, that's just natural. That's nature. If you're in a pride of lions, do you want the cowardly lion to lead you? No, it's just part of nature.
Oh, this is the poll from a group about the Michigan governorship between Whitmer and Dixon. Apparently, they have Dixon in the lead just barely. So, yeah, hopefully
that would be an amazing story if Whitmer could be. Whitmer's one of the rising stars. They probably wish they picked her for VP. She's going to be one of the rising stars for the establishment. So that would be crazy.
Yeah. So I still think Whitmer's going to win the governorship in Michigan. But if somehow she doesn't, that's going to be a story, man. That's going to be a huge story.
If Whitmer loses, that could be the biggest story of the night, depending on what happens with Fetterbot or whoever else. But that might be the biggest story of the night.
Yeah, this will be some pretty interesting stuff right here.
We are going to see some stories we didn't expect, in my opinion. I think we're going to see some shocking stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what any results have been uploaded yet.
And Trafalgar, which Ray is showing right now, is one of the most respected polling outlets.
Okay, let's see.
Looking in the chat, Mosin says Katie Hobbs and Mark Kelly are going to win it via Maricopa County's issues. Box 3 is what they're telling voters to drop their votes in so they can be counted later. Maricopa stinks big time. So this is just an opinion that we don't trust what's happening. If Katie Hobbs wins, I don't even know what to, I don't even want to. I'm not even going to think about that possibility, because that will be ground. The earth will hear an earthquake from how upset we're going to see people.
Like, you think people were pissed off about what happened in 2020? Imagine if that happened in Arizona.
It'd be worse. I think it'd be even worse because of because of how strong Carrie Lake is. That I hope if hypothetically if there were something going on that shouldn't be, don't do it there. Do it with something where it's closer, where it's believable. It would be a hard time for me to believe that would happen. Even the Democrats have already thrown Katie Hobbs under the bus. Joe Scarborough today, I believe, or it was yesterday, just went ham on her. He was like, she just conceded the whole state. She's a terrible candidate. She won't talk about these issues.
Look, Truth Social has a ton of evidence right now. Stuff that I'm pretty sure we cannot show here on YouTube. So, yeah.
Now, here's another thing that's happening, too, though. We're everything's propaganda. Everything's media, promotion. It's a battle going on right now. It's a battle going on to rally people just in case something happens. I'm not saying that Charlie Kirk is off or anything like that, but you're seeing that it's a battle for attention in the media as well.
Yeah. I'm going to check all these social media sites, even Gab and stuff like that. I want to see what's going on right now. So, yeah. You should see this from the Babylon Bee posted something hilarious on Gab.
Let me show me.
I'll bring it right here. You're gonna laugh your behind off right here. So yeah.
Babylon Bee is crazy. Let me bring it up. What does it say here?
Oh wait, give me 1 second.
So Babylon Bee, this is satire parody. Oh, we're gonna bring it up again or what?
Yeah, I'm bringing the full thing up right here from the Babylon Bee. Right
from
here.
From the Babylon Bee. This is satire parody. Obviously, Fox News calls Arizona for Stacey Abrams. Now, this is obviously attacking Fox News for calling Arizona back, in the other process, and then also Stacey Abrams. It's a good mixture of attacks with satire.
This is some hilarious stuff right here. Like, oh my God, I wish we had free speech on YouTube, because there's a lot of stuff we would go into right now. A lot of stuff.
I know. So I was thinking about I'm not ready to do it yet, but I'm going to try and do what Viva and them do, starting a live on YouTube, bringing it over to Rumble so we can talk how we want to. But this is hilarious, though.
Yeah. I'm checking more stuff on Gab, too. Like, some of this stuff, it has to be hilarious, right?
Yeah. You got to be careful on Gab, too.
Oh, yeah. I'm not showing anything right here.
No. I'm just saying in general, for people who don't know Gab is like Twitter. It is the most free speech social media site that I'm aware of the main ones. And you could see stuff that you don't want to see. But I heard that the leftists that are leaving Twitter, some of the leftists going to like Mastodon or some of these other places, are finding out what free speech really means. There's all kinds of language and stuff that they didn't even bargain for, leaving Twitter, going to some of these alternative platforms, and it is hilarious. Toy Mafia.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there, guys. So Osiris just left the chat for whatever reason. I have no idea why.
I'm back, yeah. I actually hit back on the browser. I'm in StreamYard, my bad. But looking at some of the comments, School of the World is feeling very confident. Good vibes. I have 2 siblings that live in Arizona, and Carrie Lake is the winner, period. The end. That's the vibe.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm texting Adam right now, so yeah. Like, he said he's at the gym right now, so yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna probably take a break. Who knows when to get to the gym. Then I'll take a break around dinner, and I'll be back. I'm gonna tell my wife I'm gonna be back streaming. I'll probably be late. So it'd be 8:30 p.m. Mountain, 10:30 Eastern. So a lot of the news is already going to be breaking, but we'll be able to absorb it at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. So what? So you're going to start to stream again at like 9 Eastern?
10:30 Eastern. I'm gonna take a break for lunch, workout, then come back again, and then I'll probably stop at 5 Mountain, 7 Eastern. Then I'll be back at 10:30.
Yeah. Yeah. I won't get off work till like 11 Eastern. So yeah, I'll come back on again when you. I'll come back on again. So yeah.
Oh, for sure. I'll be on until I get too sleepy. Actually, I'll just be on.
Oh yeah.
Or yeah.
Or when your wife drags you out of the basement. So yeah.
She won't at night, but yeah.
Yeah. Has she ever literally come down and like made you get off the stream or something like that?
No, but close to it. When I have a hard out at dinner time, I've got to be at the dinner table at 6 p.m. Mountain. If I'm late, then she will come down and be like, "What's going on over here?"
That must be pretty fun, man. So yeah,
it's all. I mean, I agreed with. I told her I'd be there by 6, so I got to live up to it. But yeah.
But it literally what's saying there's the lines to the polls in like Arizona, man, they're long as hell from what I'm seeing right here. They're
Good to
very
hear.
long.
Good to hear. Because when Jen said that her turnout wasn't that big, now she's in a rural area, so I don't know how much you can gauge, but I saw the look on your face, Ray. You were like, oh, the turnout was not as much as she expected, especially for a big midterm like this.
Oh yeah, like who knows what's going to happen? I hope things will get better. I just hope we will get the turnout that we need right here. I hope we do.
Yeah, and this isn't even after work. Normally after work, right, is when we usually see the very long, difficult lines. We're not even at that point now. We're seeing that.
Yeah, but it was busy at my precinct, so so you said you literally just filled your ballot out and then just dropped it in the drop box?
Yeah, I just did the drop box. It is convenient. Who knows if it will get counted or not, but to be able to have your ballot at home, look up the stuff online. Most of the candidates, I don't know. When you go beyond governor and Senate and the House, I don't know a lot of the other people, so I'm looking up the stuff and all that. So yeah, I did just drop it off, but
yeah.
Yep. Who knows if it gets counted or not?
Tim Pool, man. Tim Pool. Like,
what did he do?
You remember that comment that from I forgot who that said like if you vote Republicans, your children will be murdered. So
yeah.
This is funny what Tim Pool just tweeted right here. Like you're gonna right here.
What did Tim Pool tweet here?
This is the most important day of your lives. If Democrats win, they will arrest and murder your children, and historians won't be able to write about it. So, basically, like giving the finger to that article, those people that said if the GOP wins, your children will be murdered. So, yeah.
Yep, and what he does there is because he knows a lot of people who follow him know about that story, and a lot of people on the left don't. So they're going to think that Tim is the one saying it. They won't get the inside joke that he's just copying what they said.
Yeah. I want to see what's being tweeted under Blue Tsunami 2022. I'm curious what's going on right here.
Blue Tsunami?
That's trending on Twitter right now. So,
Blue Tsunami is trending on Twitter right now.
Yeah.
Oh, got breaking. Okay, go ahead.
And there's no breaking news or anything like that. So, yeah.
Okay. I do have, while you're looking that up, I have a quick breaking news that there has been some type of threat at a polling station in Kenner. Where's Kenner? I'll show the tweet. I'll share my screen real quick. This will be a quick one. This is breaking news. One of the best follows on Twitter is Crabman. And this is breaking news. Kenner. Where's Kenner? Kenner police are investigating some type of threat at a polling location. They tell me voters who normally vote there must cast their ballot at the elementary school. So a lot going on.
Yeah.
What you got there?
I don't have any breaking news right here. So
okay.
Not now. Let's see.
We're showing Walker +3 in some polls right now. Not these are not results, but polls.
Yeah,
Herschel Walker's up.
Tim Pool also said, "I can't find election month in the Constitution." So yeah,
That's a great tweet.
I'm retweeting that one. So yeah,
yeah. We got a comment from Jen Psaki while you're looking up stuff there. I'm also looking up breaking news. Twitter is actually the best place for breaking news.
Yeah.
Jen Psaki tweeted about 4 hours ago, "Don't freak out, early alert for tonight. Pennsylvania reports election day results before mail-in ballots results, which will make the early reporting look skewed toward ours, Republicans, because more Democrats vote by mail. 70% of requested ballots this year were Dems, so hang tight tonight." So what they're doing is preparing people for this. They call this red mirage. So they're going to say that they're probably going to say Oz is going to be up big, is what they're saying. Oz, Mastriano, who else is out there in the race? They're probably going to be up big, and then they're going to try and catch up with the counting.
I'm considering calling into work now because because this is getting too exciting stuff. I might want to be able to cover this all day. I'm thinking about calling in actually.
Man, if you got the time, if you're able to do it, then yeah. I took off. I took off today and tomorrow.
I wasn't able to take off today, so
Okay.
yeah. But yeah. I'm curious I'm curious what non-political people are saying right now. People like geeks and gamers and stuff like that. In Nerd Rock, they post fun stuff. I'm curious what they're saying right now. So
yeah, you can look for the memes and all that too. The memes are funny too.
Like, did you see what Gary from Nerd Rock posted the moment Elon bought Twitter?
No, what did he post?
He said the R word countless times, like multiple times. So or the G word too. So but I do have speaking of that, I do have something funny going on right here. I have something funny right here too. I'm pulling this right up here. This is from Don Jr. Give me one. No, not right there yet.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yep, I'm sharing my entire screen right here.
Okay.
So yeah, this right here. This from Don Jr.
Oh yeah.
It's good to see how Democrats still have job options after tomorrow. So
that was pretty funny. So if you're just listening, it's Petco, a job at Petco, and now hiring groomers because there's dog groomers. But obviously the other connotation that we use the groomer term in would apply.
Yeah. I keep posting some of the I keep trying to find some of the funniest stuff on the internet too. So yeah. I'm also gonna text Carlos and Sal saying if they want to join in, they can too.
Anytime. The more the merrier.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Yeah. I'm gonna text him right now.
Yep. So right now, the Libertarian Party is trying to figure out where they fit in with this election, and it's a difficult spot that the Libertarians are in. If I could just sidetrack to the Libertarian Party, the Libertarian Party wants to be able to fit in and not rub Republicans the wrong way. It's a very delicate thing.
Yeah.
And so if they don't pick their spots, like for example, would you respect the Libertarian Party if they tried to challenge Carrie Lake? Obviously not. That's not the right race, not the right time. She's already a solid candidate.
But then I have this question then.
Yep.
If it was Dave Smith challenging Carrie Lake, then
no, I don't want Dave Smith. I want Dave Smith to pick his spots and challenge Oz. I'm fine with you challenging Oz or Joe O'Day. Some of these people who are just corporate shills, but not Carrie Lake, not Blake Masters, and he's not. Dave Smith had Blake Masters on the show, and Mark Victor dropped out of the race, which I think will be the final little nudge to put Blake Masters in. It'll be a big deal if Blake Masters can make the Senate.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. So you wouldn't vote for, so you would be fine with him challenging Oz or Walker, but not Carrie Lake though. Okay, that's fair.
Yep. Yeah, and Dave Smith has not announced. He's probably going to be the presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party in 2024, but he has not announced yet. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, if he were going to run for office, there are many fake, you call them rhinos, that I'm fine with him challenging and wrecking.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to see if anyone posted anything else.
Yep. While you're doing that, if you go to Twitter, follow the Libertarian Party Mises Caucus, that they have a whole list. If you're looking at your ballot and you're seeing libertarians, I trust the Mises Caucus, and they're telling you who they endorse throughout the whole country here. And here you go. You see Colorado, California.
Yeah.
These are all libertarians endorsed by the Mises Caucus. If you don't know, the Mises Caucus was a group inside the Libertarian Party that just recently took over with Reno Reset. They're bringing respectability and credibility back to the Libertarian Party.
Mm-hmm. Well, I even though I still have this opinion, even though you told me I shouldn't, but this opinion that I still think the party is a joke overall. Especially even that video you posted, like where you saw that dude on the stage and he stripped down to his underwear. Like, even though a lot of those people have been cleared out, the party itself has been it's irrelevant. Like, it's not going to change anything. Like that, it just won't.
Yeah, they are in their early stages of trying to do what MAGA did. MAGA took a different route because it came through with Trump, but MAGA took over the Republican Party in. Not from numbers, but the cultural vibe of the Republican Party is driven by MAGA. And MAGA is now calling people, Republicans like Mitch McConnell, rhinos, because they're controlling the vibe of the party. Libertarian Party is going to try and do the same thing, but they're going to try and do it to MAGA. They're going to try and infiltrate MAGA.
But the Republican Party was already one of the two biggest parties in the world already, in the country already. So they hijacked it, but they already had the movement going. So I think that's what counteracts that, in my view.
Yeah. So Libertarian Party is back where the Tea Party was. They're trying to get some momentum. They're a third party, but they are going to get stronger and stronger to the point where you're going to see a Mises, in my opinion, a Mises Caucus Libertarian run as a MAGA candidate. You will see that at some point. I don't know if that's 4 years, 8, who knows how long down the road. It could be 20 years, but I think that's what's going to happen.
So yeah, like in the world you would want to, who would be your dream candidate to that you would want to, like, overall, like as in government as a whole? I know it's Dave Smith at the top for you, but like anyone else outside of Dave Smith who is part of the Libertarian Party, who would you personally want to be president?
I like Larry Sharp. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Larry Sharp. He is he's a guy that has great ideas. He represents the Libertarian Party in an amazing way. He's out in New York. He's trying to get on the ballot. He's not on the ballot for governor, but if he gets enough votes, maybe he can get on next time. He doesn't even label himself as a libertarian. He's like, don't even call me anything. Here are my ideas. I would absolutely consider him for any type of higher office. Those are the two that come to mind. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anybody.
Shane Hazel, are you a fan of him?
Oh yeah, Shane Hazel. I did a video on Shane Hazel. He went in and he really wrecked shop against Brian Kemp and Stacey Abrams in that debate. I think he's excellent. I would definitely support him for higher office. I'm just learning about him now, but I love what I see.
Yeah. Apparently, Dave Smith congratulated him for destroying both of them in that debate. He literally wiped the floor with them all.
Yep. And I'm not the most knowledgeable on the Libertarian Party and the candidates, so I'm still learning. Those are the people that I know. I like Michael Malice a lot, but obviously he's not a public official, but he's more of like a strategist, I would say.
Carlos texted me. He's going to a rally in Tampa today. So yeah.
Ooh, so we could get some reports maybe within the next couple of days from what he sees on the streets there.
I got something here from Tim Pool. He posted something just literally did 11 minutes ago, right here. Let me bring this up. Right here. So I got it down right there.
Okay.
Republicans are slightly favored to win the Senate, which is my prediction, and Republicans are favored to win the House. This lines directly with what I've been predicting. I think Republicans will gain 1 seat in the Senate, maybe 2, and they're going to get a super majority in the House. Like, I'm still sticking with that opinion. Like, until we start seeing anything else, I'm sticking with this.
I'm a little bit more optimistic. I think that Senate. I think we could see more victories in the Senate. They said slightly favored to win the Senate, and they're just talking about 51-49, right?
I believe that's what it is. I believe that's what it's going to be. Yeah, I'm convinced of that.
Yeah. So we're looking at if this scenario happens. Well, we know we've known for quite a bit that Republicans were going to take the House. We probably knew this from last election, that no matter what, that Republicans were going to take the House.
Yeah. Yeah. So prediction. Do you think Kevin McCarthy will officially be the Republican leader in the House when they take over, or do you think or do you think they'll put someone else in?
I hate to say this, but the vibes I'm getting is that Kevin McCarthy is going to stay, and I'm going to go hard against MAGA. I'm going to be very, very, very hard against them. They've got to make a move, and they got to get it. I'm hoping that they are playing political chess, making him feel comfortable, and then they'll make a move. I would love to have Thomas Massie, who doesn't associate with MAGA or whatever. I think he's great. I would like Thomas Massie to be speaker. If not, Jim Jordan would be the fallback.
I think he should be the person either way, in my opinion. If I was on the House floor and I was the senator, I would actually vote for Jim Jordan to be the leader in the Senate.
Stuff is going to happen quickly. After this midterm, the next day, behind the scenes, they're all going to be, and the true leader is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's not get that twisted. But you can't have her tied up with the speaker duties. What do you see?
Tim Pool posted a video too up on YouTube. I think we should check this one out. I think we should check this one out.
Live coverage of the midterms.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah. I think I'm going to call in today because we have too much to cover today.
It's too much, man.
Yeah. I'll have to explain to my boss. So, yeah, right here.
It's an interesting article on Election Day. A man who says that he often votes Democrats or left of that will not be voting today. I disagree. But his reasoning is very, very interesting. He basically talks about election denialism on both sides, but the lies from the Democratic Party. He's not going to be voting. And I want to read a bit and comment on his ideas here. But I want to point out, you need to go vote. And I would say this to Matt Bivens, who's saying he won't go vote. You need to go vote. But I guess the issue is he doesn't want to vote for a corrupt, broken Democrat. And he doesn't want to vote for Republicans because he doesn't agree with them, perhaps. I would only argue, my friend, there's other people you can vote for. But I suppose if someone chooses not to vote, that's the same as them choosing to vote. They're making their voice heard. And for this Democrat individual saying they won't vote, they want people to hear what they have to say as to why they will not. Now, this lost vote for Democrats is a victory for Republicans. Someone who is a Democrat, who normally votes Democrat, who decides not to, benefits Republicans. Not so much as if he went out and actually voted for Republicans, but I'm willing to bet there are many Democrats who believe exactly this. I want to show you Matt Bivens' article and comment on it. He writes, "Why I won't vote tomorrow. I often vote Democrat or left of that, not this time." He starts by saying, Joe Biden made his pitch for why to vote for his side. Apparently, it's because the other side encourages political violence and doesn't accept the results of elections. Democracy is on the ballot, the president told us a few days ago, in what was billed as a major national address. The New York Times headlined it thus: Biden warns that big lie Republicans imperil American democracy. In a primetime address, President Biden condemned election violence and voter intimidation just days before Tuesday's midterm elections. It's funny. The Democrats act like they are unique, but they rely on your ignorance. They all denied the election in 2016. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Right now on Twitter, there's a big goings-on with Elon Musk. There are people who are coming out, and this, I kid you not, this is how hilarious it is. They're like, allowing anyone to be verified is bad because then people who are verified will impersonate other people, and Elon will let them do it. So, to prove their point, they started changing their names to Elon Musk, and then they got banned. because that's never been allowed. Now they're saying, well, why was I banned? It was just a joke. It was parody. So let's slow it down. They say verification for anyone is bad because it will allow impersonation. Twitter never allowed impersonation and bans them. Now they're complaining they should be allowed to impersonate. You see the point? We cannot take these people seriously. We have to just basically ignore them. Because there's
can you pause that real quick?
Okay,
It's destruction.
Give me 1 second.
Go back.
Drama.
Right there.
It's a great segment from Tim. I just wanted to pause. I'm beyond the point of ignoring.
Yeah.
I want to reiterate, for me, the Democratic Party has to be completely wiped out and moved aside. To the
Parties
point where
as a whole should be.
the whole, it's just all the party is a branding. That's all it is.
And Mawson made something great. I think you're going to want to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
There was a reason Ron and Rand Paul ran as Republicans. Hopefully Dave can clean up the Libertarian Party up.
Same thing. So you're going to build up the Libertarian Party, then run as MAGA type Republicans. You're kind of like a disguise. You're a Libertarian, but you're going to rep MAGA, just like MAGA is not Republican, but they just rep Republican. They're taking it over. You've got to take over the political party. There is no route to power at the federal level through a third party. It's just not happening.
Yeah. Well, like Ron Paul, he's clearly a libertarian, no, without question, in my view. But Rand, he's actually a conservative, in my opinion. He's not really much of a libertarian. That's why Rand Paul, to me, is my favorite person in Congress. And in my opinion, he should replace Mitch McConnell as the Republican leader in the Senate, in my view.
That would be excellent. And they are. I'm hearing that they are going to make a move on Mitch.
Hopefully.
So it seems like, to me, Kevin McCarthy is going to be safe unless there's a blindside play coming, which could be. But I think Mitch McConnell's in serious danger. I think they're going to be making a move on him.
And what pisses me off the most is that he's pulling money from New Hampshire and pouring it to Lisa Murkowski's campaign. Yeah. Oh, yep, 1 moment. Hey, you can continue this on. I got a call coming in. Can you? Yeah.
Yep.
We're going to be covering this in the entire day. So yeah. Yeah, I'll play the video right here. You can still talk.
You want to play the video?
Yeah, you can still play the video. I just got to go make this call right here, okay?
Okay,
Yep.
It's power. It's insanity. I'm not saying Republicans are offering much more, so I understand what this guy's saying. I just feel a little off when he's like, I'm not going to vote. And I'm like, I get it. Fine. It's your choice. If you don't want to, I'll tell you this. If you don't vote, Democrats win. Now, I'm going to read more, but I want to give a shout out to our new song because we really do need your support on this one. Head over to losingmymind.com. Purchase our
I actually did a video on the song Losing My Mind. What do y'all think about it while Tim's promoting it? If you've heard it, I have a separate channel where I did react to the song. I do like it. I liked his first song better, though, but most people like this new one more than the other one. And it's not crazy political. It's pretty neutral. It's anti-establishment is what it is, more than a political song. But that's what we need to get momentum going into this midterm. And I'm just checking in to see what other stuff is going on while Tim is on that level right there. So when I look at Twitter, I'm just going to go to Twitter real quick. One of my favorite follows is Crab. This guy goes by Crab Man. Excellent updates. So I'm going to go to Twitter real quick and see what the newest breaking news is, basically, on the election. So what I'm seeing here is the most updated I'm seeing is that there was unfortunately, that threat. I don't know where that was in the country. A very, very unfortunate threat happened at a polling place. And let me go to actually a couple other things here while Ray is taking his call. We're still getting projections. The final Real Clear Politics projections. House plus 14 to 48, average gain 31. Senate, so this is if you look at a generic ballot. Senate ours +3, governor's +2. So you're seeing the net change here for Senate. So no, actually, this is actually the seats. My apologies. Wow, that's a pretty big projection. They're saying that Republicans will get 53 seats potentially in the Senate. That's more along the lines where I'm thinking. And then they're saying that the net change would be 2. I'm not sure how to interpret this. 30 seats basically is what they're saying. That would be a little bit lower than I thought, but I'm not familiar with every single House race in the country, so it's hard to put an exact number on it. One of the races we will be looking at is Michigan. Anybody from Michigan in the chat? One of the big states we're looking at as far as governor is Michigan. Can Tudor Dixon actually pull that off? I would be shocked. I'd be thoroughly shocked if Tudor Dixon could pull it off, but that would be a telling sign. Another telling sign is Virginia. I won't be streaming while you'll see all the mainstream media talking about the very first early results. I won't be on until 10:30, which at 10:30 Eastern, which actually might probably be a perfect time to be on. But look at Virginia. If you see a lot of red coming out of the Virginia results, you will probably get the Virginia results earlier than some of the other states. It's going to be a very bad day for blue. That's going to be kind of the bellwether. And when you look at it, we haven't seen much change since Dems got wrecked there in Virginia for the special election. So if they haven't had much change, I don't see why Virginia would change from where they gave the feedback to Democrats, and Democrats, they take the feedback and say, no, we tell you what you should be doing. Democrats make a lot of unforced errors, and this is going to be, I'm going to play a video from the Michigan Attorney General. Unbelievable stuff. Oh, Ray's back. Sorry, Ray, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to talk to a family member for something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. Then I should have paused that video. I'm so sorry about that, man. I should.
Oh no. Oh, I'm not worried about that. Yeah, we're good. Now I'm gonna play this clip real quick. This is the Michigan Attorney General, and this is what they're focusing on. This is very awkwardly stated, and the reason why I'm playing it is not to go against anybody. I'm just saying that the focus for Democrats has been in the wrong place. This is AG.
Mm-hmm.
This is
no, it's not a problem for kids who are seeking a good education. Drag queens. Okay, let me say this: drag queens, not only are they not hurting our kids, drag queens make everything better. Drag queens are fun. Drag queens are entertainment. And you know what
is this
else
real?
that was totally not poll tested? I say this.
So I cannot independently confirm this is real. I mean, this is it. If you want to know why we're talking about it in this way, it's because of stuff like this.
A drag queen for every school. That is what would be fun for kids and lift them up when they are having emotional issues.
Oh my God!
No, it's not a problem.
Yep.
How this woman hasn't been arrested or something like that? Because guess what? That drag queen stuff, that is like, you legally cannot take a child to like a strip club, and you technically cannot even take them to a drag queen show. So and you're promoting this?
That is the AG, Attorney General for Michigan, Dana Nessel, I believe her name is. So and the reason why I play that is I have nothing against drag queens. If you want to be a drag queen and do that, I'm a libertarian-minded person, so I'm like, do you? But when you talk about bring one to every, what are you trying to correlate that with children in school for?
I take Ted Cruz's opinion on this. We're like, I don't give a crap what you do. If you want to dress up and do that, go ahead. I don't care. Just don't do that in front of children. That's my opinion on that. Because, like, have you seen some of these videos about these drag queen things in front of children?
I've seen them all pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. The stuff that I can't even describe here, because first of all, it's sickening. And plus someone could just clip it out and make it seem like, oh, I'm promoting this or something like that. But it's disgusting from what I've seen.
Yeah, and so we're not even looking at policy. I said when I'm talking about getting rid of the Democratic Party, it's not even just, we're almost at a more rudimentary level than policy. Like, if you have a political party that's saying stuff like this and they don't backtrack off of it, they double down, they get more in depth with it. And then on top of that, when you try to respectfully say, I don't have any problem with people, it's just I don't want that in schools. Like, why are we even talking about it like that? Then you get called a bigot or whatever else. It's time for survival tactics to get rid of that ideology. They must be gone.
Yeah. How long do you think it will be? How many people do you think PayPal will fine $2,500 for bringing up questions about the election tonight? How many people do you think that'll happen to?
So I'm not from my knowledge, they brought that back. Is that what happened?
Yep.
They brought that
Yep.
terms.
They brought this back over a week ago, actually.
So if you don't know that PayPal in their terms of conditions, I don't know if it's new or not. I had just found out from Robert Barnes. Robert Barnes was the first big kind of broadcaster that talked about it. And they said that they could fine you $2,500 for each infraction. And really all it comes down to is if they deem your infraction as hateful or something, misinformation, they could just take it out of your bank account because you connect your bank account to PayPal. So they brought it back. Are you up on that? I'm not up on the part when they brought it back.
They they can't take money from me because I don't have a bank account. I don't have one. So because banks are too old. They screw you over because literally if you don't put money in there, they'll fine you and take money away from you. So that I don't use bank accounts at all. Now when I do try to go get when I do go get a home loan eventually, because I will be getting the house in a few years, I will have no choice but to do that. But that aside, I would not hook it up to PayPal. I refuse to do that because what if I just say something like Tim Pool said, you say the sky is blue, someone could be like, I disagree, and yoink, I'll fine you $250. Well, $2,500. So
yep,
I
each
do not
infraction. Yep,
and it's by their disclosure. So who in their disclosure alone? So who actually defines this? Who at PayPal makes these decisions? Like, hey, if you say something I disagree with that's misinformation, we'll find this. So yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it. And right here I have the ISOM issue 1 that is from Eric July and the Rippaverse. Shout out to him and his whole team. And I think they put stuff like that in place because this is an independent comic book. And what they can do is go back to some of Eric July's old videos. It's not just about him. I'm just using him as an example. They could go back to his old videos and him saying, I'm not for drag queens in schools. Wait, what is going on? They could call that hateful, charge him $2,500 for each infraction, and then take that straight out. So I canceled my PayPal immediately. I still had one. I don't use it much, but I had to cancel it.
Yeah. Do you see that guy in the live chat calling us morons? So because we're so ill-informed. So I'm just laughing at that. A guy called this JU guy. I'm pretty sure this guy's some sort of troll right here. He says, you guys sound like the most misinformed morons I've heard. Well, here's the thing, though.
I don't have a problem with that, but you have to be more specific. What specifically was off base?
Well, here's the thing is he already lost the argument because he's already resorting to name calling. So if you resort to name calling, that means you have no base argument. So
that's fine. As long as you don't spam the chat, I'm fine with that because I might have said something that's wrong. So you got to be more specific than that, though.
Same here. I want people from both the left and right to come watch my show. I don't want my show to just be some right wing echo chamber. I want to bring people together and have conversations. That's what my goal with my show is.
Yep. And when I say wreck the Democratic Party, I'm not looking for one ideology to rule. Everybody who has refused to bend the knee is now outside of the Democrat Party. So that includes Jimmy Dore. His views are vastly different than Ray's and my own. That includes Dave Smith. His views are different than ours. So when I say wreck the Democrat Party, it is not to wreck disagreement and different ideologies. It's actually to get honest people back in control of DC or people who represent in an authentic manner.
All right, my laptop's almost dead. I'm gonna go grab my charger. Give me literally 90 seconds. Literally 90 seconds.
Sure, no doubt. Yeah, I supercharged my laptop, so I should be good until We take a break here, and then we'll pick it back up before the prime time, and then we'll be good to go in prime time. So I took a lot of clips from where Democrats, I think, could have gone right and they actually went wrong. Here's a clip here that represents to me someone who reps Dem, but they actually have some type of common sense about them. This was on CNN. So this is a longtime Dem strategist. Her name is Hillary, I believe. What'd you see?
Hillary. No, I'm just laughing at that Hillary. So
yeah, it's not that Hillary, but so let's listen to what she had to say on CNN, which I thought was based.
Hillary, you have a different take maybe than Bakari on
I
Democrats.
do need.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
her.
mean, I
Hey,
like Marcus.
pause it for a second. Pause
Oh.
it for a second. Doesn't she look kind of not that video right there? Doesn't she kind of look a little like Hillary with like the blonde hair and the hair and like the shape of the face? She kind of does.
I think so. Did I actually take that out? Where'd I put it?
I don't want to get into any conspiracies. Like I'm not into shape-shifting lizard stuff, so or cloning or I do believe there's cloning, but I don't think that's what it is right here. But it just seems like the irony with this though. The irony
with how she looks, she kind of reminds you. She
Like-
kind of reminds you of a Hillary Clinton type, doesn't she?
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, I think I accidentally removed that video. Let me see if I can find it.
Yep.
It's not going to be on her site. I know that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, what's this? Let me see. What's this about Herschel? Herschel, if you're a Martian and you live in the United States of America, I'm going to protect you too. Let me see that. Let me play this.
If you're a Martian, you live in the United States of America, I'm going to protect you too because you belong to my family. If you're a Martian, you live in a...
They're trying to clip him and make him look stupid. That looks like intelligent banter compared to your Fetterbot, your boy Fetterbot.
Yeah, kind of looks a little funny right there. So yeah, yeah.
So I'll try to find that clip again. I think I somehow accidentally removed it from my bookmarked, which is crazy.
I love the stream already. I love it. Like literally just doing live coverage. This is something that needs to happen. We need to get more and more people to do this. And so because I'm sick of having having the mainstream media do this and doing it. It's annoying. Independent creators like me and you need to start doing this more often for things, not just with elections, but with a lot of other events that happen. I believe that's what we need to do.
I agree.
Yeah, because Osiris, I actually haven't told you this yet, but I'm actually want to become a journalist. Actually, because I've actually recently wanted to start doing that. Like I want to start covering stuff, like flying out to different areas and video recording stuff, and then just posting it. I want to start becoming more journalist, and actually start a blog too.
I like that. The good thing is you're starting young to go ahead and do that. So you can go around, travel, and figure that whole thing out. If you do support independent journalists, Ray Studios has a channel. Sub up. Just go ahead and subscribe to Ray Studios. I mean, this is a lot of work that you put into this kind of stuff. And if you want independent journalism, you got to support.
Yeah, you can post a link in the live chat, man.
Yep. Let me go ahead and post the link real quick. I'm going to get the link to his channel here. Do you have? Can you post it in? Oh wait, hold on.
I can't remember because I'm not it'll just be marked as spam and just deleted.
Yeah,
that's just how it is.
Yep, I got it.
Yeah.
I have your channel saved.
My son and I were just kicked out of being a Fulton County poll worker because I posted on Twitter this morning that I was working at the polls to ensure a free and fair election. Help! Someone posted this on Twitter.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do there, but at least on Twitter, maybe somebody will know how to handle it. I'll go back to this clip. I did find the clip here, which shows there are people who associate as a Democrat, but they have some kind of common sense about them.
Hillary, you have a different take maybe than Bakari on Democrats.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mark is
speaking as
right.
a Democrat.
I'm a loyal Democrat, but I am not happy. I just think that we did not listen to voters in this election, and I think we're going to have a bad night. And this conversation is not going to have much impact on Tuesday, but I hope it has an impact going forward. Because when voters tell you over and over and over again that they care mostly about the economy, listen to them. Stop talking about democracy being at stake. Democracy is at stake because people are fighting so much about what elections mean. I mean, voters have told us what they wanted to hear, and I don't think Democrats have really delivered this cycle.
I think that's actually very true about the national messaging.
You know something? Depending on how tonight goes,
who are following your
I'm actually considering ordering some McDonald's to celebrate Trump because you know how much he loves McDonald's. So I'm like Joe Rogan did that in the 2020 election because he did that end of the world stream with Tim Dillon and what's his name? I forgot what his name was, but he's a left. You know who I'm talking about, though, right?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah, they ordered McDonald's to celebrate because Trump he loves eating McDonald's. So yeah. So I might do that tonight. Actually, might eat while we're actually streaming tonight.
So I think that'd be dope. But you can see this is from yesterday, I believe, and or Sunday,
2 days ago.
2 days ago, and she's already kind of like throwing it under the bus. Like, this is what's happening. Like, this is a mistake. When you call people Latinx when they don't want to be called Latinx, that's not even policy. That's just a matter of respecting people.
People like Mark Kelly, who is running a great race. You have people like Raphael Warnock, who's running a great race, and Josh Shapiro.
So I know, no, he's not. So he's just trying to cover it up, and she's like, whoa, no.
Race. You have people like Raphael Warnock, who's running a great race, and Josh Shapiro.
I would say in those places,
Fetterman and Tim Ryan.
Have our,
Fetterman.
The unfortunate.
What about Fetterman? Why did he bring up Fetterman?
Rewind that. I want to hear that again.
So look at this. You can see when she's telling the truth. Look at their face right here. Look at them. I don't know who this is, but you see them? They're like, damn, she's speaking the truth. And then now he's going to say all this stuff.
Us what they wanted to hear, and I don't think Democrats have really delivered this cycle.
I think that's actually very true about the national messaging that's going on. But you actually have some good candidates who are following your advice. You have people like Mark Kelly, who is running a great race. You have people like Raphael Warnock, who's running a great race, and Josh Shapiro.
I would say in those places,
Fetterman and Tim Ryan.
Have our, the unfortunate combination of strong gubernatorial candidates. Like Mark Kelly is I was just in Arizona and spent some time there, talked to a bunch of voters. Mark Kelly's popular, but Kari Lake is more popular. And the combination of Kari Lake's popularity and Joe Biden's unpopularity is going to hurt Mark Kelly. And so I think we're
And there's a reason Biden didn't travel to Arizona to campaign for Katie Hobbs. There's a reason for that.
Yeah, they didn't want him there. They don't want him there. Are you serious? They said, stay the hell away from us.
Yeah, we have the most popular president in history, and in Arizona, Arizonians don't want the Arizonian Democrats don't want him there. You see something?
Yeah, something that's a little odd by that, isn't that, Ray? That's a little odd.
Yeah, the most popular president in history.
Literally by the tabulation, and they don't want him around.
He got 15 million more votes than Barack Obama did. So yeah.
It's so funny to even think, like, to say it. I'm not going to say anything. It makes you laugh. But when you look at it, she had to acknowledge Kari Lake's popular. And she's like, Biden is not. So what do you think Mark Kelly's going to get wrecked? We saw Tim Ryan in his debate completely throw Biden under the bus. He actually sided with Trump on China. He said Biden shouldn't run again. We need new energy.
Yeah. So like what would you want Trump to run in 2024? Would you actually want him to, or would you rather have someone else?
No, I don't. So that was the take I always had, is I didn't want Trump to run, but I can't control that, and he's obviously going to run. So if he's going to run, you can't stop him. You can't go against him. You're going to get wrecked if you try to go against him. But no, ideally, he's going to be too old, just from that standpoint. He's going to be over 80 in the term as he crosses over. We don't need 80-year-olds in federal control of office. They should be the grandfathers. They should be the kingmakers, the behind the scenes.
Well, like he's in great shape. Like when you saw he looked fine when he left office, but have you seen what he's looked like recently? He looks great, like really young actually when you look at it. Like he's actually he's lost a lot of weight too.
I think he has, but I can't do it, Ray. I mean, that's great. So that means you'll be able to live longer. I don't need your 80-year-old ass in DC. I'm not So I don't want that to be misconstrued. I'm not against Trump. So if Trump runs, I'm on board with the momentum. Don't get me wrong, but ideally, at that age, you should be finding the person to pass the torch to. I said the ideal, believe it or not, 2024, if I could choose right now, it would be Carrie Lake and Kathy Barnett. Carrie Lake as the POTUS, Kathy Barnett as the VP. That's how strongly I feel about both of them.
Well, Chuck Grassley, who is my senator, who is running, who's almost guaranteed going to win tonight against.
Was he 100, Ray? Like, how old is he now? Like 102 or something?
89 years old. 89. He was born on September 17th, 1933.
Ray.
That's older than
90 years old.
He's older than my grandfather would be. My grandfather has passed away. My grandfather would be like 84, I believe. Yeah, and he's older than him.
Ray, he's 90, damn near 90 years old.
And actually is
why?
Actually
why?
Is, and one of my great grandma who's still alive, she's 80 86, 88 or 89, I believe. So they're around the same age. So
Ray.
So
no, I don't know. No, this isn't even about policy at this point. If we have an age minimum, what is it, 35 or 37?
35. For the Senate, it's 35. For the House, it's 25.
Okay, so if we have age minimums, then why don't we have age maximums? I would set an age maximum at 65. If you're over 65, go find something else to do. That doesn't mean you're not a part of society. That just means you shouldn't be in D.C. Period. There's millions of people in our country. Why? And is he 89 right now before he even gets reelected for another 6 years?
Well, he turned 89 in September.
So he turned 89 in September, and he's running for another 6 years.
I think he's been I think he's been in D.C. for about 60 years, actually. I believe almost somewhere around that time range. Let me see. I'll go look it up right now. I'll look it up right now.
There is no way ever that I would support somebody who's 89 running again in the Senate for another 6 years. It's just not going to happen. I would never do it. I don't care who it is.
So you're saying that you would rather you would vote for Newsom over Chuck Grassley?
No, I would look at the other candidates. I wouldn't vote for either one of them. That's for sure on that ticket. No.
Yeah. Let me see this. How long has he been in office for? I'm trying to find this.
That's all right. While you're looking that up, I tweeted about this a while back, and I want to bring this up. And just from the standpoint of age, I don't want Trump back. But look at this. I said, is D.C. a senior care facility? Why are we re-electing these people? Chuck Grassley at the time of this tweet, 88. Richard Selby, 87.
Well, before he even became the U.S. Senator, he was actually in the Iowa House of Representatives, and that was in 1959 to 1975 in the U.S. House of Representatives.
Yeah,
Chuck Grassley.
Inhofe, 87. And this is I don't care. And look at how old they all are. I don't even have Nancy Pelosi on here. You've got all these people on here. Maxine Waters, 83. Steny Hoyer, 82. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Why are we electing these people?
He's been a U.S. Senator in Iowa since 1981. And he's been in politics since in 1959.
And he's doing some stuff here. Like wasn't he the one that brought in the FBI whistleblower? They went to him, I believe, or no?
I don't know. Actually, I don't think that was him. I could be wrong about that. I would love to be fact checked on that. So
okay, yeah, but I'm not even saying that he's not doing some good things through help of his staffers and all that. But it is very telling if you get to that age and you aren't a part of transitioning to the next person. Why don't you find even Nancy Pelosi is transferring her power in a way to Hakeem Jeffries. She's transitioning that over to like, you're going to be the new me. Why don't we have Trump saying, okay, it's Carrie Lake or whoever it is, you're going to be in that position right now.
So yeah, like So do you think he's going to make it to can you imagine if like say Chuck Grassley serves his term, if he runs again, do you think would he run again? If he did, could get to be 100 years old and be in office. So
no, it's not gonna. No, that can't
yeah.
happen.
But he is so popular here in Iowa. There's no way he's going to lose to Mike Franken. There's no way. And if he ran again after this current term, I don't think he would lose either. Because Iowa's now officially a red state.
Yeah, and it's not as bad as Fetterbot, but it's almost as bad. You should be retired somewhere, relaxing. 89 years old, you shouldn't be doing a full-time job. Obviously, they don't work that much anymore, especially when it's virtual. I want them to stop that, Ray. I don't want any more of this virtual stuff. When the Republicans take over, they will be able to make the rules, and one of the first rules is no more of this pandemic virtual stuff.
Yeah, and sometimes retiring early actually is a bad thing. Like George Lucas retired way too early, and if he didn't, we never would have got this Disney trilogy. So
that's a good point.
Yeah. If he never sold it to Disney and he didn't retire, just went on did the stuff that he was planning to do, we never would have got this awful trilogy with Disney.
Yep, that's a good point.
Yeah. So some people should not retire when like at 65. Like, here's my opinion. I think as long as you can, I think it's pretty weird that someone who's 89 years old is in office. I think that's extremely weird. But then again, I would rather much have that person over Gavin Newsom, in my opinion, any day. So look, it's a weird sense, but I don't think it's entirely bad, at least in my view.
No, and I did say that I'm voting against Democrats right now to send a message. So you could do that even if somebody's 89. So I could see that. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you see this, Ray? Oh, wait, go ahead.
P. Prince, the prequels were not awful. I love the prequels. Yeah. Okay.
I liked them too, but yeah.
I love them. Yeah. But
a lot of people didn't, though. Did you see this, Ray? Ted Cruz got, he was at a rally here. Oh, wait, is this the right one? He got booed at the parade. Somebody threw something at him. I don't know if you saw that.
The Houston Astros parade?
Yep. So
well, the thing is, Houston is one of the most red cities. I mean, one of the most blue cities in Texas. So I think I'm not surprised at all by it.
Yep. And I think let me see if I can find the video. If you haven't seen it, that's a great point, Ray. It's a blue area, so that's what we kind of would expect there. But I thought I had it. Somebody threw a can or something. Let me play this video real quick. It's short. So that's the video there.
What? Yeah.
So you see pretty strong boos in a blue city for sure. And then there's a video of somebody throwing a can at him.
Oh, I didn't see the can part.
Yep. So let me play that. I do have it here, I believe. Let me bring that up. So we're seeing tensions fly in the country. I do not want to see this, do not condone this on any way, shape, or form, but just sharing what's happening here.
And for YouTube, I would say the exact same thing if it was Democrats.
Absolutely. So if you see it here, you'll see a can thrown at him. I'm sorry, got red in the head. Luckily nobody was hurt, and they did arrest the man. They do have a suspect arrested now. So just a side note, just to see, tensions are pretty high right now.
Okay. Still looking at updates. Nothing major at the moment. Okay.
Everybody, the recommendation is to go out and bring people with you if you can. I mean,
yeah. So yeah. So yeah. Do you expect to hear a speech from Biden tonight? Do you expect to see that at all?
No, I expect to see it tomorrow, and what we could see is, I don't want to get too. We could see Joe Biden passing the torch to whoever he wants. In my opinion, Joe Biden wants to pass the torch to Mayor Pete Buttigieg. in the primary, he actually mentioned Mayor Pete and said that he reminded him of his late son, Bo. The highest compliment that Joe Biden could obviously give. Bo was supposed to be the one to be president right now, not Joe. Bo was the star of the family, not obviously Hunter or anybody else. And for him to compare Mayor Pete Buttigieg to Bo Biden means that Joe wants him to be the next in line.
Yeah. Can you imagine tonight we would have the best party of them all, as if like the Democrats get blown out so bad that Biden sees there's no way that he can win in 2024, and then he actually resigns tonight or tomorrow. Can you imagine if something like that happened? That would be a huge party.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow, but we're going to start seeing the vibes go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like this is again, but I'm just saying, can you imagine if something like that did happen though? Like it would be a huge party. I would be throwing a party. I would actually be grabbing a drink and just celebrating.
We would be if I could break away from work, it'd be breaking news. Ray? How do you think the transition is going to go? If I'm right, and they're going to fade away from Joe Biden, because 2024 Trump is announcing on the 15th allegedly. So you've got to figure out who's going to be the one for the Democrat Party. How are they going to make that transition to kick Joe and Kamala out the way? Do you have any ideas there?
I think they'll just kick him out and just be like pretty much open about it, or they'll just do it secretly behind the scenes and no one will care, because no one cares, because Kamala's approval rating is lower than Biden's still. I believe it is still. But yeah, I think the person they're going to be pushing for the Democrats is Gavin Newsom. I don't even think they'll push Pete Buttigieg. I would actually prefer Pete over Gavin Newsom any day, but I just don't see them doing that. I do see them pushing Gavin Newsom.
Wow, because he has the money and everything. So this is a little bit dangerous. I am on Rumble right now, and they can say things that we cannot
across the county.
But this is breaking news from a live. This is Jack Posobiec. They're going to be on air probably all day. Let's check in.
In about 20% of those, when people will go and they try and run the ballot through this tabulator, maybe 1 out of every 5 or so of those ballots, they're not going through.
Everything's going great.
This is
except for the fact that 1 out of 5 polling places aren't working.
Love my democracy.
1 out of 5.
I love my democracy so much. Safest and securest.
See, I'm a little shook. I might have to not do
it. Don't play that part. I think you showed a little too much here on YouTube already. So
no, I don't think we didn't do anything here. He's just saying what
do I do if this happens? You got to go through it again.
So this is the insanity of everything, Charlie. The
danger is are they going to go back to the prior situation?
Yeah,
literally an insane person. His name is Bill Gates. And yeah, it's not the same Bill Gates that
we just talked about this. What'd you see?
No. I'm just laughing at that part.
Yeah, he said not the same. We just talked about not the same Bill Gates.
Farmland, eat the bugs.
It's a different Bill Gates.
Sorry. He is the supervisor in Maricopa County. He's a very small man. And I've tried to be friendly with this guy, went and met with him. I was like, look, people have serious concerns. I sat with him in his office, and I sat across from him, and I was very respectful. I said, Bill, look, there's people that have serious concerns with how these elections are run. Adrian Fontes did a number on our people. We got to get this right. And essentially what happened was when Adrian Fontes was recorder, the county came in, and he was doing such a terrible job. They're like, oh, we have to do an entire elections department to counterweight him. And then Stephen Richard gets elected and promises all these things, and nothing has changed. And you know what
So what they're talking about is Arizona in particular. This is a huge battleground for this whole movement. If Arizona goes full red, they're pretty much full MAGA.
Yeah.
Right? You would say Blake Masters. I guess you could call him MAGA. Kerry Lake for sure is MAGA at the head. Then you've got what's his name? Aberdeen. How do you pronounce his name? Abade. Then you've got Mark Fincham. So you basically have got MAGA throughout. Arizona would become, wouldn't they be the first MAGA state? Because you don't have Rubio's not MAGA in Florida. I mean, it'd be pretty much a MAGA state. That's how big it is. That's what they're talking about here right now. And it's just a
Yeah.
coincidence. It's a heck of a coincidence that all this stuff is happening in Arizona is the most important state of this whole election, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
Well,
now many of these lines.
What'd you say?
I said I still think it's a tie between Arizona and Pennsylvania because the
Yeah.
Fetterman and Oz one, that I think that's more important than obviously Kerry Lake and Katie Hobbs and Blake and Masters versus Mark Kelly, is it? Yeah.
Yep, Mark Kelly, yep.
Yeah.
Former
Yeah, it's more-
astronaut.
Yeah, it's more. Well, who knows? Astronaut, who knows? So yeah, so.
Oh.
But yeah, I still think that Oz and Fetterman race is way more important than any of them in Arizona.
But I don't like Oz though. Why do you say that? That's more important.
The reason is-
let me ask you this, Ray: is
'cause
Oz more important than Blake Masters?
I think making sure Fetterman doesn't get in there is more important than Masters.
Okay, I mean, Ray, if Dr. Oz can't beat Fetterman,
No,
I mean,
you have
like,
no
seriously.
idea. I think he's going to win, but you have no idea how skeptical I am still of it. I've been of it. You have no
Ray,
idea.
Ray, do you think there's a chance that
Yes.
Fetterbot could? No, Ray, don't.
Yes. I'm serious. Have you even with that I think that debate is what was Oz's saving grace. That if that debate between Oz and Fetterman never happened, I think clearly as day Fetterman would have won without any questions. But that debate is what I think is what's putting Oz over.
Wait, so Ray, you're saying that Fetterman would have won if he didn't do the debate?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because then they could have hit Fetterman's consciousness and mentality. They could have prevented that from getting out. Because remember, if everyone had known about the Hunter Biden laptop story, we know what would have happened in 2020. More people would have voted for Trump than Biden.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think it's the same situation in my view. Hey, Metalopoly, thanks for showing up, brother.
Metalopoly, friend of show. We're just talking about is Fetterman really? And you're right, Ray. Man, I don't know what's going to happen if Fetterman wins. I don't know what's going to happen. We can pick it up with Charlie Kirk again here. I just saw. Well, before we do that, Michael Malice is going to be on with Glenn Beck covering the midterms. I just saw that on Twitter. Let me show that here, and I'll live stream it. So if you want to,
I'm curious if Alex Jones is streaming right now. I'm curious about that.
yeah, check it out and see.
I mean, we can't play it right here for obvious reasons.
No,
but-
no.
Oh no, the stream would get shut down immediately.
Yeah,
Even
But
if he
look
didn't
at
say
this.
anything crazy.
Oh yeah, but look at this tonight. Michael Malice, I do support.
What?
He's making a joke.
Wait, show it again. Bring it up. I didn't read all of it.
He's making a John Fetterman joke. He said tonight, I do support John Fetterman, and I support John Fetterman, and I stand and I do support John Fetterman. He's talking like Fetterman.
Yeah.
Michael, if you don't know this dude right here, Michael Malice is an ANCAP libertarian, basically someone who wants things as close to the wild, wild west as possible. He is one of the brightest philosophical minds out there. And to have him on a midterm election coverage, much respect to Glenn Beck. And then look, they clown. So it's going to be Glenn Beck and Michael Malice. They have some type of good relationship going where it's special, man. Glenn Beck is more old school establishment GOP who kind of had a red pill, and Michael Malice is like the savage libertarian. I will be streaming that. It's on YouTube. They'll probably be safe. I will be streaming that for sure.
Yeah. So is Tim's gonna who's gonna be on Tim's show tonight? I'm curious. Who is it?
He didn't announce, I don't think. He usually does not announce until later on. I won't be doing much Tim. I'll probably be doing more Charlie Kirk and Blaze, but depending on who's there. Because Tim is more big picture. He doesn't really get too much into the nitty gritty.
Yeah. Okay, what's this? What? Oh, wait time for Georgia voters averaging 3 minutes, election officials say.
That's good. You said 3 minutes? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, for me, I literally just walked in, and then they had me show them my ID. Then I signed the paperwork, and then I went and grabbed my ballot, and then went to the booth and just filled it out. And then I went and put it in the machine, which I still do not. Okay, I can't say that. So yeah, but yeah.
Metalopoly sums it up well. Says Elon taking over Twitter. Stacey Abrams insulting black men. We got to talk about that. Fetterman Oz debate. Whitmer downplaying closing schools. Biden calling for shutting down coal power plants. Don't see how we lose this one. Well said, as usual, from Metalopoly. Any thoughts on that, Ray, while I look up the Stacey Abrams stuff?
Well, Metalopoly, I think you'll agree with me on this more than you'll agree with Osiris. But like I just said, I think if that debate between Oz and Fetterman never happened, I think Fetterman would have won Pennsylvania. He would have won that. I don't think that's any debate because of how unpopular Oz is. But that debate was basically God's answer to the Republicans and to Oz. I think that was because Fetterman would have gotten in, no questions. But that debate, because of how bad Fetterman was, that swinged it back to Oz. Like literally, no one was talking about Oz at all, other than all the unpopular stuff. Like he was even being booed. Like he and Trump were being booed at rallies in Pennsylvania, if you saw that. And I just think I had to thank God that debate actually happened. I know it's bad for Fetterman because like I feel bad for him. I know it's almost like making fun of him. I do not like making fun of people at all, as I know what that was like when I was a kid because I was picked on a lot. But we as people, we need to see that. We had to, because anyone who's going into political office, we need to know what they're actually doing. And the fact that we saw that with Fetterman, that just put it over the edge. We have to see that.
Well said, Ray. Well said. Want to be respectful, but Fetterman is a problem. And so we have to be honest about that. Here's another problem, Ray. Stacey Abrams has some huge problem with men who identify as black. Here's what she had to say about them giving her the cold shoulder.
And I do not believe it's because of a deep well of enthusiasm for my opponent. We know that black voters are often discounted. And unfortunately, this year, black men have been a very targeted population for misinformation. Not misinformation about what they want, but about why they want what they deserve. And my campaign has been the only one that has very intentionally thought.
So I want to stop that and go back. She's having a problem with black men. The whole Democratic Party is having a problem with black men. And they ask her about it, and this is her answer. She says black men...
And I do not believe it's because of a...
She basically said this is the professional way of saying black men are stupid as hell. That's what she's saying. That's what she's saying here.
Fortunately,
she's saying that you are stupid then.
Yeah, she's saying that me, you, Ray, anybody, she's saying that we are stupid and we have been manipulated. Here we go.
Your black men have been a very targeted population for misinformation. Not misinformation about what they want, but about why they want what they deserve.
So not just about what they want, but why they want it. And there was another clip from Tiffany Cross, who's no longer with MSNBC, where she basically said black men follow black women.
Yeah.
And I know, Ray, I know you, that ain't gonna work for you.
Oh. Words I cannot say on YouTube.
No. So it's not that as a whatever you label black, like that you're against black women or that you won't even follow them to a certain extent. This one is like saying get in line behind black women because you're too stupid to think otherwise. That is a problem, and that's why they're getting wrecked with black voters. That's why they're getting wrecked with Latino voters. You can go on to Patriots of the American Republic and listen to how they talk and say, this is disrespectful. You don't have our best interests in mind. Stop. And then they basically go vote Republican.
Yeah. I have a question then. You're a black libertarian. So is your wife is white. So is she like what is she politically? Your wife?
My wife politically, believe it or not, is basically exactly like Destiny. She's basically in the same realm as Destiny. If you don't know, Destiny is he's a great debater, great streamer. He is an establishment guy. He believes in the establishment, but he's a smart guy, well-researched, and will disagree when he wants to.
Yeah. He went on Jedediah, Jedediah from Valuetainment. He did a stream with her, and I thought it was great.
Destiny is great, man. Destiny's great. He's great. You cannot knock the dude's ability, the knowledge. And he has a weird way of always making it entertaining. That's the part I'm trying to study from Destiny, Ray. I know we're a little off topic here, but he's just so. And let me bring up a Destiny video. Let me just bring up it's like he can make debating interesting and fun. It's amazing talent.
Like he actually a few years ago he reacted to like a Steven Crowder, he like does like the change my mind segments. He reacted to one and like he actually formed a better argument like for Steven and for this person that was debating both of them. Like he created a better argument for both sides. So man, he's a beast, man. He's a beast.
Yeah, and if you don't know, he streams like 10 hours a day.
I have no idea how he could do that.
He's just so knowledgeable, and then he probably pays people to edit, and it's just, I mean, he's really printing paper, but that's beside the point. But let's hear what Destiny has to say.
Yeah. Oh, and is it? And like about 20 or 30 minutes, some family members are gonna be coming over, so I'm leaving when that happens. But I'll be coming back later tonight. Okay, I'm just gonna stay right here. So yeah, I'm just letting you know right ahead of time. So yeah.
Perfect timing. I'm probably going to be out in an hour to eat, work out, then come back, and then I'll come back later again. So, thanks for stopping by, Ray. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I got to call into work first. So don't exit me out. I'll come back. Give me like 5 minutes.
Yep, no problem. I'll keep you in.
Yep.
So I'm going to play a clip of Destiny. We're off topic a little bit here, but he titled this about the midterms. Let's see what Destiny's talking about. One of the YouTubers I respect very highly.
So what happened? So you just put a uranium fuel cell in a nuclear thing and then it just gives you power, huh?
This dude literally plays video games, and I don't know if that's a strategy to not get censored when you talk political talk. I have a feeling that there's a strategy there, but also he has probably attention, some type of ADHD or whatever, and he has to keep his mind going. But let's see what he's saying here.
What would you call them? I think these are most accurately described as potato wedges.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Fnatic going nuts in you? I saw some of that.
Yeah, how do I put this in a nice way? The not conventionally attractive woman of size person on Destiny's stream that is loud and obnoxious and is permitted. I'm waiting for
my Northwestern education to help manage an organization's technology project team or an organization.
And it was just like one of those things where I had to watch. Like so many people were like, you have to see this. You have to see this. And I expected it to be like, I thought it would be like.
They're talking about the What is a Woman documentary from Matt Walsh, which also does pertain to midterms. What Libs of TikTok and Matt Walsh have been able to do on Twitter, mostly on Twitter, but on YouTube, on Daily Wire and all that, has been able to shift the social argument that really is helping create this red wave. And the blue side has not been able to shift because they've taken positions you can't backtrack on. So that's part of the problem with the Democrats right now.
Like arguments with people or be very,
She disagrees with not getting pushback in life. Who gives her pushback in life besides her mom? Is that what she counters with?
Well, Destiny's all over the place, so I'm going to go back to, and he's always like that. But I don't know, for some reason, once I started Destiny's stream, it's hard to stop it. I mean, it's just it's a talent. But let me go. I'm going to bring up the Rumble again. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be going for another hour. Then I'll probably work out, whatever, come back for a little bit. Just a touch base. I'll probably have some stories. I have a bunch of articles to go through, but right now it's more like what's going on in real time. I mean, the articles are from like this morning and yesterday. They already feel old, but I'm going to bring up the Charlie Kirk stream. I'm going to take the risk, bring it up, and let's see how it goes. I wish I had a delay. I'm going to have to do work on that. If I had a delay, I'd be able to drop it before it reached air. YouTube can still, I think, affect it, but that would be better. Let's check in. Charlie Kirk, Jack Posevec.
I want to also ask you about the data that you're getting in, if you can get into it a little bit. What are you looking at in terms of the early voting that's come in from Arizona? Did the Democrats
They're on a commercial break right now.
They needed to do, and what do Republicans and independents need to do tomorrow in terms of numbers and turnout? That's what we've really been focusing on here today to put this over the finish line in order to take Arizona back.
Thank you. That's a great question, and it was great to see you and your wife and your handsome little son as well. You know what? Our team is looking at numbers, crunching the numbers. We're pretty satisfied with what we're seeing with early voting. The Democrats still have a slight edge. I haven't seen the latest numbers today.
They're about to drop.
But they're about to drop. It's not as big as they had hoped. It's not as big as they needed. And everywhere we go, I always say, how many of you voting on election day? And almost the entire room's hand go up. So we think we're going to do well on election day. A lot of people are going to be returning their mail-in ballots on election day. My only concern is those get counted in the days after the election. I believe we're going to win, and I really believe we're going to be announced the winner on tomorrow night. I don't think it's going to take 4 and 5 days.
Yeah, if she's up by 10 or, it depends on where the votes are coming in from, but it's very possible. I am expecting as well to be able to celebrate tonight, come back to the channel tonight. I am expecting to be able to celebrate a Kari Lake victory, and that will be the biggest positive story of the night. For her to take over Arizona, to lead that state, to become the first MAGA type of state is a huge deal. Right now, we only have Florida. I'm not saying there aren't other good governors out there, but you got Florida, and they're more corporate. I think Kari Lake is more populous.
Yeah, so
and I think the whole ticket will do well. We're starting to see Blake really start to pull ahead, and I just think the Democrats.
Sorry that took a little longer than I expected.
Candidates up, guys. They have been about bad policy for a long time. They've destroyed so many states. This isn't just maybe they goofed
Kari
up
Lake's
a little
calling
bit
in?
this election. They've had terrible, dead-end, destructive policies. It wasn't just a 2-year thing that killed California and turned it into.
They're on commercial break. So, yeah, she called into them talking about the race there.
Into a zombie apocalypse. It was decades of terrible policy and decline brought to you by the Democrat Party, and people are finally waking up to that.
Yeah, that's well said. And I mean, the early voting numbers are okay. Democrats seem to have a little bit of a surge post Obama coming into the state, but some counties are really lagging behind, like Coconino, and we'll see kind of where Pima ends up. But the final Maricopa numbers are going to be posted. I think we're going to be sitting right around 1.25 million, 1.55 million ballots cast statewide, which means more or less that on election day, we need about 450,000. I think we're going to get 550,000 to 600.
You see why I like listening to them? They get into the details of the numbers and everything, the strategy.
Yeah, I'm no expert on this, so I don't know. I would have no idea how they're referring to this, but I'm actually like listening to this.
Oh, yeah, neither am I. I recognize these are the counties they're talking about. So they basically know here's the percentage of people that typically vote this way, how many votes are out there, that type of stuff. But they've dug into it.
Oh, Osiris, do you mind if me and you talk about what I texted you about yesterday? How they're actually the DOJ is going after people who are monitoring drop boxes, like filming them. Like they're actually going after. They're going after people.
Yeah, tell me about it. What's going on?
Basically, like over the past few weeks, like I didn't know that this was happening. There were a lot of people that were monitoring drop boxes, because drop boxes legally they have to be filmed at 24/7 at all times. But a lot of these places, like if you remember in 2020, I'm trying to word carefully. A lot of cameras for some drop boxes mysteriously shut off. So at certain times. I'm not saying anything happened. I'm just saying it's very convenient. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. And some people were actually filming it. Like they're actually in the DOJ has said that this is voter intimidation. Like you're basically intimidating voters not to vote or not show up. But because there were some people that actually showed up wearing like military gear, like military fatigue and like camo and stuff like that. And Denisha, who's the guy behind 2,000 Mules? Who wrote
Dinesh D'Souza.
He was talking about that with Patrick Bet David on his show. Like he was saying, like, oh, you probably shouldn't. Now you say like now you shouldn't be showing up to a drop. You have a right to go to a drop box and film it if no one else is monitoring it because it's on public land. Now you can't like drink or smoke, but you can just like watch it and film it. But you shouldn't show up in like your military gear with like guns and stuff like that. Carlos and I even touched on that last night. Where like saying like I think that's legal. Like you're allowed to show up in like military gear and have guns if you want to, but that might be a little intimidating bringing a gun there. It might be, but I don't know. Would I bring, if I was monitoring drop boxes, I don't think I would bring my gun. But yeah, if I had known this was going on, I actually would have done it myself. And so like this happened in Arizona where like they're saying this is voter intimidation because people were actually filming it, these guys in military gear. And then what happened was like a ruling from a judge in Arizona said you can't stop these people from monitoring drop boxes or filming them because it's on public property and you're allowed to do that. Now, basically the judge said, hey, just like keep a safe distance, don't interfere with the people voting, and you shouldn't be doing that. You should let people go on with their business. But there's nothing wrong with just watching drop boxes and see if something happens.
Yeah, I have no problem if you want to watch a drop box. I'm not a fan of bringing a weapon to it, but if you're in a state with an open carry, then you can open carry. I'm just not a fan of it. I don't know what the laws are, so I'd have to know. I'm uncomfortable with the federal government getting involved, though. That's not a comfortable feeling.
You're allowed to have guns on public property because especially in constitutional carry states, you're allowed to. So personally, would I show up with a gun? I don't think I would, but I would actually would show up and just watch and maybe record if something a little odd is going on.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. There was someone at the Dropbox that I used today who had an RV, and I don't know if they were there overnight or what, but they were there every day. I would drive through this community center. I would see the RV there, and I was telling my wife, you know what he's there for? And she didn't know, but he's watching the Dropbox. In my opinion, I don't know that for sure, but I think he was.
If I had known about it, I would have done it too at the drop boxes in my area.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, like first it was people who are insurrectionists on January 6th. Then it was and people who question something in 2020. We won't say that, but and now they're going after people who go to pro-life events, and now it's come to people who are monitoring drop boxes. So. Yeah. Where does it literally they keep moving the goalposts. So what's it going to be next?
Yeah, the federal government, whenever the federal government gets involved, voting is a state issue. And so they're talking about the federal law that could be violated. We are in very contentious times when the federal government jumps in and is involved with the state process. So that's a very hairy situation, that by itself.
Well, recently there was a woman who was pre-denying the 2024 presidential election results. So,
yep.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
We can't say specifics on that for reasons, but you know who I'm referring to. And this person was saying like the Supreme Court in the next few months is going to make a decision that is going to give state legislators the ability to overturn something. I won't say what, but give them the permission to, which in my opinion, I think they should. But really I went to look at what this actually is. Really what it is like saying like, do election laws, does the state get final say in election laws? Like, do they? And if you read the Constitution, they do. Yes, the federal government does have some power when it comes to it. They have to work together when it comes to election laws. But overall, the states get the final say on how election laws are run. So, and literally, if the Supreme Court goes in a certain direction, it could hand the power of deciding election laws, who gets to say it, to like judges or unelected committees or something like that, which that would be bad. No, like if unelected people have the ability to decide how elections are run, then I have no trust in the system whatsoever anymore. I have no trust.
Yep, I agree completely. Yeah.
Okay. I got to go now. My family has arrived here. All right. So I'm going to come on tonight. All right.
Yep. Peace.
All right.
We'll see you later.
Right. All right, everyone. Make sure to go subscribe to my channel again. If you can put in the description in the live chat again. So yeah.
Yep. I'll get that in there.
Okay. Thanks, brother. I'll see you tonight. And when are you going to do it again? Your next stream?
I'm gonna do a little stream before tonight, but tonight will be 10:30 Eastern.
Okay. See you then, brother. Thanks everyone in the chat. I'll see you later.
I am not going anywhere. I am just messing up my stream. I've got about 50 minutes left before I stop this portion. But let's go check into with Charlie Kirk. I want to see, they got Rich Barris on. I might have to rewind this because when Rich Barris speaks, I listen. I might even subscribe to his website just for today because he's going to have his own results and discussion here. Here is Rich Barris. Let me back up to when they first brought him on.
I'm living the dream, Charlie. I'm feeling pretty good, actually.
What are you seeing with turnout across the country? Are our people turning out?
Yeah, let's go around the map a little bit. I'm looking. I hate to say I had to retweet Dave Wasserman, but I did because he's right. I was just looking at it actually when he tweeted it. First off, if you look at some of these precincts, I'm looking at Virginia 10. 2-7, of course, but Virginia 10, because I'm wondering, are Republicans going to turn out? That's a Biden plus 20 that got competitive. And it really, Republicans needed a turnout advantage to make a go out of it. Charlie, Democrats their turnout on election day is in deep trouble. And Republicans are crushing them.
Whoa. This is when he says Biden plus 20. He's saying that in the last process that we had, Biden won this by 20%. And they don't have the turnout. Virginia is where it all starts. If this is what we're hearing, this is not a good, I might be underestimating things if this is what we're hearing out of Virginia 10.
In Virginia. In Florida, I'm looking at some of these more liberal precincts to see, is there any, significant boost, because they just don't have the pool of the registration edge in Florida that they used to have. So they always had a pool of voters they could try to tap that aren't 4 out of 4s to get out on election day. They're getting creamed in Miami-Dade, in Pinellas County. They're getting creamed. This is going to be ugly in Florida. In Washoe County, Republicans are romping it. And in Clark County, they are slightly better. What happens is Democrats will vote in Clark County on election day. And we'll see Republicans start off with a very strong edge early in the morning. And then later in the day, Democrats get out and the trend starts to converge. Right now, Republicans are outperforming their expected trend. It's close, but they are outperforming their expected trend. And there are a lot of indies voting in Nevada. Why does that matter? Because, if you look at polls that add Lac Salt up and Lombardo up, it's always one of those states that I'm always very cautious about. We have Lac Salt and Lombardo winning each independents by about 20 points. That's the last time a Republican won it was Dean Heller. He did it 53-33. That's basically right in the area of where we had it. And then some of these Insider Advantage and Emerson, they actually had them winning independents by more. So, look, they didn't get the Clark County firewall of 47,000 that we heard about for 2 bloody weeks. They got to 39. So they were already down with Republicans. We don't have much from rural. So, they're going to come out in mass in rural. That leaves Maricopa the anomaly here. All right. This is very, very frustrating because I'm being sent videos all over Phoenix and Maricopa. The turnout is significantly heavy and it just doesn't. The numbers themselves that are being reported suggests to me that because of the issues that are happening in Maricopa, there is a reporting lag.
Whoa. Not good. Not good. This is concerning because what he's doing is looking at data and he's looking to see, do the numbers match up with the turnout and everything? Does it all line up or are there outliers? If you see outliers, then you have to dig in and you have to explain why. That's how statistics work. I used to be a statistics person, math person. That's basically how they work in general. And when you see outliers, you've got to explain why they're there. And he's saying, I don't know why they're there, but it could be because of this stuff that people are sending me.
And that the turnout numbers aren't really reflecting the true turnout numbers. And I have an update on that. Harmeet Dillon says that if they have an agreement and there will be trained people who will observe the transportation of the ballots that go into the infamous draw number 3.
So let me ask you the question, Rich. Sorry to interrupt you. So in the total turnout numbers, maybe Tyler knows this, our expert here with you, is that counted in the total number if it goes to box 3 or no? Because I don't think so, right? Because this is why the numbers might be a little low. I just got a text from a doctor in the Valley, okay? Charlie,
It's not counted in the ones we have. No,
let me read
it's
this
not.
text. Charlie, I'm at the Mountain View Park in Scottsdale. Only 1 in 6 ballots were going through. The rest are having to be reprinted or turned in for hand counts tonight. This is from the pool. Workers were also embarrassed. It's a 45-minute wait, so most people are just turning them into box 3.
Yeah, and Charlie, those are not going to be, and Tyler, unless
he
I'm
right?
mistaken here, I'm being told they are not being reported in the Maricopa update, but that they most, and I don't know what this means, folks, I'm just relaying the information I'm getting, most will be counted tonight. So, yeah, it's a bit of a you-know-what show. But
So there's a check-in number and then there's a vote cast number.
Got it.
And so if they checked in, then the answer, if it's the check-in number that you're looking at, then the answer is yes, that counts as the check-in number. If it's the actual number of votes cast, which I believe is a different or separate number, then the answer is no. And so, but those votes will not be tabulated until the same time, essentially, that the drop-offs are tabulated.
But does the check-in number give you the party breakdown?
Yes, okay. I believe it does. I'll check on that. That's a good question, Jack.
Yeah.
Look,
the ones I got, I'll look. That's a really good question. I'll look at what I got last year, and they were slow. They didn't give the number up. We're close to 90.
If you get the party breakdown, you can basically predict where you're going. Where they're going with this is, if Kari Lake is not announced the official winner, projected winner by tonight, that's concerning. That's basically what all this debate is about.
I believe now, or were. It's probably behind, but this is what I sent to you, Charlie. Those are votes that are actually counted as tabulated. It's not
so that
check-in.
does not count
Yeah,
box
those are
3. So look, I got to be honest. It's probably an extra 50,000 votes on top of that. I mean, people are just saying forget it. But Rich, I'm hearing about 2 or 3 hour waits in line. I mean, 2 or 3 hour waits.
I just had a friend send me, his a couple videos. I'll send them to you in Phoenix. I mean, this is, he said, it looks like there are some lefties, but for the most part, there are people, rocking the Kari Lake shirts. And I can tell from some of our data, the independents that are voting today they're voting heavily Republican. The mail-in balloting, very different vote look, the way the vote looks among independents.
I don't understand the wait. When after work is when the lines really get long. This could be a disaster.
Than what we're seeing on election day. So, what I'm seeing doesn't make sense with what Maricopa's reporting. So look, there are delays. And I think that's what's going on here. And then I think obviously too, we have those numbers segregated. Charlie,
Rich, is this how it should be done? Is this how elections should be run in a free, independent, industrialized
nation? It's such a joke, and it's an insult to all of us.
This is a third world situation.
This is an insult to our veterans. It's an insult to our taxpayers. An insult to parents. It's an insult to everyone.
Well, what do you want me to do, Charlie? I don't live in Arizona. Arizona's got to handle their business. That is a state issue. There's nothing I can do other than talk about it. If your state is fine with this, that's why you've got to vote. You've got to vote in change from governor on down. I think Arizona's trying to do that. We'll see. That's how big this thing is.
3 times and Dad's twice. They want you to put it in a box to be picked up instead. We were persistent and kept it until it was finally accepted. 2 hours.
This is illegal. The people need to be in handcuffs over this.
This is DOJ stuff.
And the Department of Justice is here looking for voter intimidation.
It is DOJ. Tyler's right.
This is
the
Department
Civil Rights
of
Division of the Justice Department.
I'm telling you, this is right, Rich. I mean, no exaggeration here.
Yes.
Why are people not in handcuffs right now?
This is Tyler. I think he said it. If I'm not mistaken, he's totally on the money. This is what the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department exists for. This is a textbook example.
This is what it's supposed. This is what it's supposed to do. If you have hurdles to vote, which is exactly what the Adrian Fontes, Katie Hobbs, now Stephen Richer model has given us, is hurdles to vote. We have people waiting for hours
It's all
and hours
intentional,
and hours.
and we predicted this. It pisses me off, right, Jack? We said this. Traffic jams, election day plumbing. This is going to be their strategy.
Charlie, you were going off.
Charlie he has been talking about this for months now. He's a great strategist, and he predicted all of this, that they have the strategy that might have worked before is not what they're going to do this time. And you can see how frustrated he is. I'm a little worried about where they're going to go with the conversation, but I agree. I agree it's a concern. I don't agree about the Fed. I think the federal government needs to get out of it. I don't want the federal government anywhere near this because they're obviously biased.
We have people waiting for hours
It's all
and hours
intentional,
and hours.
and we predicted this. It pisses me off, right, Jack? We said this. Traffic jams, election day plumbing. This is going to be their strategy.
Charlie, you were going off. You were going off for like 24 hours straight about a week or two ago, and everybody said, "Oh, Charlie, you're panicking. It's too much. It's crazy." And you said, "No, I see this. I foresee this." Now the entire world is like, I feel like these machines must be run by the same people that run the.
I actually reached out to a friend of show, Pasta from Convo Couch, because he has experience. Fiorella, Isabel, and Pasta, Craig Pasta from Convo Couch, they go to other countries. They know, they're like experts in elections in other countries. They cover them. They actually travel there, in my opinion, putting their lives at risk, traveling there, covering these elections. And I asked him, do you see this in other countries? You're on the ground there. He flat out said, no, we don't see anything like this. So don't just take my word for it. I'm hearing breaking news that a judge in Pennsylvania said that they're going to allow ballots to count that are received up until November 14th. That's breaking news I'm seeing from Bryson Gray. So our election process has become complete all-out political, cultural warfare is all it is. It's not just the vote. It's the perception. It's the propaganda on all sides. It's the confidence. It's what happens afterwards. It's preparing people for this. It's become a pretty serious ordeal, our election process. Let me go ahead and bring that up because they went to commercial. Wow. So I think at the end of the day, you still got to vote. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna stop the stream here. Then I'll see if I can pick it up. I think I should be able to pick it up for a little bit just to check in, see what news is going on. I haven't missed a workout day in a couple months, and I'm doing 4 days a week. So I'm trying to not miss it. Definitely, that's why I already dropped my ballot in. Got the first half of the stream in, and I'll be out later. I'll be on later. Thanks for stopping by. Hang on to your seat. I hope you're hanging on to your seat because this is going to be a rocky ride. I'll be back in a little bit.